The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
Just one hit, and I gotta go.
You asshole.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Long time listener, first time caller.
First time
Caller.
First time caller.
After downloading the free Discord app, use the invite link in the description or scan this QR code with your phone to be taken to the Beyond Wednesdays Discord server.
First time listener, long time caller.
There you will see the Modern Comic Mayhem category on the left with the call-in waiting room. Join that call-in waiting room, set up your camera and your mic, and have your questions ready.
Call me now!
Ladies and gentlemen, another Saturday night means another Modern Comic Mayhem. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We are live. I am so glad that this stuff is starting to work like I know what I'm doing or something. I don't know what it is. It's interesting. After months and months of messing up constantly, there's less mess ups and more interesting commercials being made. So don't worry, you guys. It will get better as we go. We have a new segment tonight for all you drama fans out there. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to be interesting too. And yeah, man, this is going to be fun tonight. I can't wait to see what you guys think of the show. We've got Yeezy Yee, we've got Nate, and we've got Richie. You guys, more people, I'm sure, to pop up. You guys know how the show goes. People just pop up throughout the night. That's the way I like it. It's fun that way. And yeah, so we'll see how things play out. I see lots of fun people in the chat. Much love to all you guys. Shout out to... Oh, let me fix that. There we go. Shout out to everybody that hangs out with us live every week on multiple shows. Man, the Hot 10 show last night was on fire, man. It was absolutely crazy. Great show. Comic Man Andy joined us. We had a lot of fun. The list was awesome. Something Killing the Children is the new hot book of the week after being ice cold for months. So yeah, man, very, very interesting. And yeah, no, Chad Cave, this is live, brother. This is live, not Memorex. No, sir. So we like doing this live. And look, we got another person joining. Like I said, that's the way it works sometimes. We just bring them in as they come. What up, Hood?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's
Chilling,
up, Joe?
brother.
There he is.
What's up, Richie? What's up, Aaron? What's up, Nate? What's up, Brian?
Chilling, brother. How you doing, man?
Good, man. What's going on, guys?
Having a good time, having a good night.
Chill.
It's funny because the stars are moving right now, and I know it's giving some people out there some issues sometimes. So we'll move quick from the stars to the new base. We got a nice little 80s video game base going right here, which is pretty interesting. I like this.
You said the stars are moving? You said the stars
Well,
are
I want to
moving?
know how many.
how many parsecs we were traveling.
Because
I was watching on YouTube,
Yeah.
and then I see where we're landing now.
Yeah. Check it out now on YouTube, you guys. If you guys, for everybody that joins us on the show, you won't see the backgrounds or anything unless you look on YouTube and all that fun stuff. But at least you guys can still see the comments in the StreamYard comment section. I made that a little interesting. Look at that hood with the heat. Holy cow!
I'll trade you both of those for my Rodriguez. I think you make out on that. It's like a $4,000 card now.
Well,
He's like,
holding in my hands.
he's like, if it was my book.
Shout out to Toe Time.
Joe gets a commission for that when I flip it.
Ooh.
Just he's like my lucky charm.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh, come on, man. That was awesome.
10% of the current market value, not if he blows his knee out and dips.
Hey, bro, you remember that night? Nobody else wanted to jump on, dude.
Yeah,
and
even Brad Selden, you asshole. I gave you a wrench. No, I'm kidding. I was like, Brad, where are you? And I go, oh, shit, Joe, what is a blue? He goes, I think it's 50. And I go, what's at 50? It's a mirror and it's sideways.
Dude, I couldn't believe it when he cracked that hole. I was like, no fucking way, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I've never, just hung out with somebody and they just fucking opened up something that expensive, in front of me. You
I'm
know
telling
what I mean?
you, bro, we're a match made in heaven.
That was badass, man.
Friendship, you know.
Absolutely.
Well,
Ryan.
Yeah, what's
Sorry.
up, brother?
We got to see what's in this big ass thing I got from my comic shop. It is freaking huge. There might be a dead body in here. I'm not sure.
Oh my God. All right. Lots of fun stuff to talk about tonight. Lots of interesting news to go over. I think we probably ought to start it off with some of the biggest news of the week. That being the Something is Killing the Children craziness that's going on in the market right now. Something Killing the Children was a cold book for a long time. And Yeezy, you were one of the people that was on this book very early on. Who else was on that book very early on? Simple Man's Comics was on it right from the get-go. Was International Comics on it? Wasn't he a Something is Killing the Children collector too? Who else, Yeezy?
You say the
Mel was
Mel was also.
I was in Fax and we pre-ordered all those books.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there was quite a few people big into it. I mean, honestly, I was just a collector of that, and I happen to have a couple extras here and there of certain books.
Yeah, but Aaron, you opened my eyes to so much stuff, and I was actively reading the book. You opened my eyes up to so many different first appearances and stuff. Thank you.
Oh yeah. So I mean, and it was fun, just getting excited about reading a book again, right? Every week or every month that it was coming out and everything. So
yeah,
that's why I was big into it. And then not a lot of people were into it at the very beginning. So all those later printings, the 1 in 20, early 1 in 25s and all that, there's not a lot of those out there, right?
Well, it's funny because, like I was saying, it was ice cold, and even Mel was telling everybody to sell a few weeks ago, according to Dave's collection. Shout out Dave's collection. Love his content on IG. But everybody else was too. Everybody was saying that stuff was so cold. I mean, it was so surprising how cheap those books were the last couple months.
Right. I mean, yeah, I was picking up books I didn't have also within this time period. It was kind of nice. And then all this news broke out this week, and everyone's just as soon as the news broke out, I probably got at least 5 or 6 messages, if not more, just directed towards me, did you see this? And it's yeah, I saw it. I was it's exciting. And then I'm definitely not gonna miss another opportunity right now, while the news is hot, to sell off some of my extras and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, for those of you guys that didn't see the news, shout out to Smoke Ghost with the $5 super chat. Great channel, awesome content. We appreciate you. Why isn't our alert box going off? We're gonna have to fix that. Figure out what's going on there. Unless it's a little late right now. It could be a little late. Let's see here.
Brad said he's gonna lose his wrench.
Brad. Don't worry, Brad. Brad's. I'm forever grateful for Brad for what he does, man. That dude's a good dude. So, let me see here. What's going on with that? That's what I'm talking about. Let's get that working.
Ooh, that's a tight one, man.
Yeah. So, all right. So for those of you guys that didn't see, we were talking about it last night on the Hot 10, and basically, the show has been, I guess, re-picked up. If you guys don't know, options are constantly being dropped and being they go past their limit. Like you only have so long for an option until you make the option. If you don't make the option, if you don't make the movie or TV show in a certain length of time, it reverts back to the original owners, right? So you have to do it in a certain amount of time, and I think that's might have been what happened. But also on top of that, there's new info being put into this because they have been given showrunners, I believe. The creators of that show Dark in 1899 are going to be the new showrunners for Something is Killing the Children. That's going to be their next project on Netflix. So that's going to be awesome. That's going to be absolutely amazing. We'll see how that pans out. Like everybody's saying in the chat, we still got a long time before the spec pans out. But listen, here's the thing. You guys know how this works. The spec is the best play is when the spec is the hottest, right? Or when everybody's going crazy over it. And it seems like after the super cold, months that it's been, that it was so hot in the beginning. This might be the wave, right? That I forget what wave Mel calls this wave, but this wave might be the wave to ride right now to sell those spec books. This might be the time to get your most amount of money for this because this book has been in the option ringer for so long.
But plus, remember what you said yesterday on the show. There's actually some picky, choosy covers and issues that you can still invest in and get for a good deal. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Brad Selden, who says flattery doesn't work, you guys, with a $19.99 super chat, and I love it. Appreciate you, Brad.
Kyle's
trying to get around it. He's trying to make the thing go off without throwing in a donation. But I love it. You try it. Go ahead, Yi.
Yeah, I was gonna say because last time I heard the announcement that it got optioned to Netflix, and then they had whoever creator connected to it. So I was waiting for the cast announcement for the next wave to actually sell a lot of my stuff during that time period, and it just never happened, right? So to me, this is my next wave, right?
Yes.
I mean, at the same time, like a lot of those books I bought in so cheap anyways. If I sold them during the down period, I still would have profited.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I saw this come out, I was like, well, it didn't really change from the original news we saw, which was so long ago. And the first thing I was thinking about was, I wonder if the success of Last of Us on HBO had anything, people seeing how well that's done, the reception, if that kind of rekindled the fire, like, hey, maybe we need to push this, get it going.
Yeah, kids fighting monsters in apocalypse. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Well, and then it's right up Netflix's alley too, right? Kids fighting monsters. Stranger Things is about to end as well.
Yeah, great point. We were talking about that last night. Somebody brought up that who was it, Andy? I think Andy said, hey, I don't think this is the play because they already got Stranger Things. Why would they even go for this? And you got to remember, like you said, Stranger Things is ending. And even if it doesn't end and it continues for a couple more seasons, they can always play Something Killing the Children in the off time in between, seasons of Stranger Things, which is the smart play in my opinion. So we'll see.
Bro, those kids are like 25 now, right? Oh, fuck.
It's not the 80s anymore.
I mean, isn't that kid like...
Even the Truffle Shuffle kid.
Yeah, man.
That's what that 90s shows is for, right?
Dustin?
Yeah, Dustin.
Yeah, I love that kid, man. he's like the modern age Squints.
The never-ending story.
So let's take a look at some recent sales on some stuff as we talk about this. You know, I always love this book, the issue number 16, the Ji-Hung Lee exclusive Virgin foil. Even though I know it's a retailer exclusive, it was always such a beautiful foil cover. So you can pick that up for pretty cheap. But here is the book. Look at this, bro. This is the book we were talking about last night that Stein brought up. This is the issue number 3, the variant. What is this? Is this
late print? It's second print.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at that, man. Somebody scored one. It's a raw for $300, but it might be in good condition. Would you guys pay $300 for a raw of these? What does a 9.8 sell for these?
I don't know what a 9.8 sells
Hey,
for.
what kind of show is this, man? You said hung. You said the word hung, raw.
Did you say you were hung like a horse, a seahorse? Just kidding.
Virgin.
You're gonna get me
Virgin
busted
raw
on YouTube,
hung.
bro.
That's a book.
I'm sorry.
That's a virgin. It's raw, and I'm hung.
I've already had one show be hit by the YouTube nanny bots this week. I don't need another one.
I'm gonna do some word collecting tonight.
Yeah.
Wasn't that at one point in time hitting like $800 at a 9.8?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to say, but I want to say it probably also dropped down to, probably like in the $500-$600 range, if not less.
Wookie Fodder.
Oh, there you go.
Said he just sold a 9.8 for $950. Nice job.
Quick story about this book, real quick. So we just put Modern Playbook together. We got all in that chat. We're all doing our first show. And Aaron's talking about these late prints. He's in the general chat. And he's like, go check the bins. These late prints are going crazy. I was like, yeah, whatever, Aaron, new guy. What do you know? I go and look, and all these late prints are like ridiculous pandemic prices. So I went to the place over here around the corner and dug in there. I found this book, and I put that thing on my eBay for $4.99 or best off. That thing sold like this. Boom.
Not bad. Not bad. That's a great come up.
Yeah.
Still, even now, I mean, that's a high sale. It's a great sale.
Which is the rarest of the 125s? Is it 6?
It's 6.
That's the lowest.
Yeah,
yeah. It's
still in children book.
It's the Frizen 1 in 25. Yeah,
but the one per store is actually the rarest, right, Aaron?
No, because like Boom came out with a list of what they released. What was the lowest print or ordered or whatever? And
because there was a 6, the 1 in 25 that sold today. That was a 9.8 for right under 1,500. There it is.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Brian, you see the Christian Ward right above there? That was on the Hot 10. I think
that book was approaching like 3K at one point in time.
Dude, if we start seeing these 8th prints start moving above 100, okay, then we know this shit's serious. Because those things done.
$954 for a 9.8 first print, you guys.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, time to sell.
Yeah, but is that manually graded or digitally graded?
But I mean, like, yeah, those books were dropping down to like $500, like not even a week ago.
I mean, that Jay Lee, you used to be able to get that for nothing.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that, baby. I'm salivating.
Because that and the Frizen, was it like a 1 in 10?
Yeah, because I mean, one of the books I was shopping around for was the Jay Lee Black and White New York City Comic Con, and I was watching an auction, and then the announcement got made, and it just skyrocketed the book, and I was like, kind of like, well, there it goes.
There's the one Aaron had right there, that version for 6.
Oh yeah. That was like, I think that was one of the first books I got nominated onto the Prospect 10.
But that thing was like above $300, but then it like dipped a little bit. But at the time. But at
the time it was the same price as like just the normal A cover, which was crazy to me. Like the 1 per store versus that, like it's kind of like, well, you should probably have the 1 per store if you have the A cover, because there's like it's the same price. Like it didn't make sense to me. So
Chad Cave says, I have a number 1 6 print 9.6 on eBay for $900. It's been there for months. What is 9.8 selling for, Chad? You might want to
6 print.
Yeah, he says he has a number 1 6 print 9.6. You might want to adjust that accordingly.
Yeah.
This is the one Sears. I was talking about this on the Hot 10 last night, or maybe the week before, but I think it was last night. I was like, man, this is the one series where at least all of our friends, like, we know the first appearances, and it's very rare we get a brand new indie book and we know which ones are the keys. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Usually, if you have the #1 issue, it's all cover art from forthwith, but not with this one, man. Such a good read. Such a good read.
Yeah, I think the read is better than the cover art on a lot of this. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of the majority of the cover art on this. Other than the Frism stuff and a few of the non-Frism stuff, I think the cover art is terrible. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean, but a lot of the crazy covers like haven't really been popping the market, right? Because it's probably like in collect, and I'm sure news cycles are still like filtering down throughout. Because like I feel like we always like try to be on top of the news first, right? And then it's kind of, and then you kind of like have like friends that aren't like within that spec realm that are into comics, and then like you hear the news from them. That's kind of when I feel like it's getting close to like a general public knowledge of the comic community knows.
Well, I think this book suffered from three things. Obviously, no news in a while, but the post-pandemic cool down, obviously, right?
Mm.
And the other one was the mass store variant kill after issue 6, 7.
Oh,
8.
yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yep. Well, because it got so bad, it got to a point where they had to limit how many stores were doing variants for the title too, right?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are going to be selling a lot of books. What about this one?
Because
go ahead. Go ahead,
to
Nate.
Send all the books back to Boom with like Something's Killing Children, because it felt like I think with other titles, Boom always takes everything back. So
yeah, some of them
retailers want to get the 1 in 25s, they can start ordering as many as they want, and they could send everything they don't sell back to Boom.
Yeah, you're right. Aaron knows more detail about the returnable stuff with the issue numbers. When did it stop, Aaron? Like issue 12?
I think it was 12 was the last time, because that's when they had that printing error as well, right? With
and
the
they
paper,
reprinted that whole 90,000. Oh.
Yeah.
What about the Tiny Onion stuff, Aaron? Do you have every one of those?
I do. I still have them raw. Like, yeah. So that's I mean, because like I have all the gold variants. I didn't buy into the ones that you could exclusively buy from his store and stuff like that. I didn't pay extra.
AOA has just gifted memberships, so you guys, if you want to know how to get those gifted memberships for free, check the link in the description. Shout out to AOA. That's my dog.
AOA's my dog.
First arc was the best. I agree. Smoke Ghost. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A lot of important stuff though in the second though. At 16 especially.
Lewis brings up a great point. Some foreigns are good to get. The Brazil issue is out there, and you know a lot about that too.
Yeah, to me, I feel like that's almost more rare than the ALA version. Just like if you compare census numbers right now, right? But I mean, I get that Brazil book was released in 2021. But how many people do you know have like the first foreign floppy book that was released for this title?
Congratulations to Shane Sterry, 78 points of articulation, the Comic Chef, and Rainbow Randolph, who just won those gifted memberships from AOA. That's awesome. Congrats.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey Brian, funny story on the book that you're showing right now, the Frism, the 9.8. So Jen, who knows Jesse on the Comic Shopping Network,
Jen
she
King
usually has really big sales. I remember when this came out, she had on the back wall, everything was half off. I had no idea what the book was. I just liked the cover, so I bought it for $10.
Ooh.
Nice.
I like how Jen is her show Space Cadets close to you?
Yeah.
Nice.
What's that?
Nice. Space Cadets? Yeah, it's close to you, right?
It's closer to him than me.
Yeah.
It's about 10 minutes from me.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right. Yeah, man, this is interesting, and we're going to keep an eye on this and see where this goes, obviously, but now might be the time to sell.
So to me, like, I feel like selling issue, like, I'm going to try to sell issue 1 right now because everyone knows that book. But to me, like, if more people start reading the story, then it might be like a week from now or more that I'll start selling some of the other later issues and stuff like that.
But you know
It can
that's
also
not
be
going to
great
happen.
if you sell your
Yeah, I
stuff
know.
now. That you, if you know,
What do you
if
mean
you're gonna get to
read?
that lull. So if you sell it now, there's a chance you can buy it back when things kind of calm down.
That's true
And if
too.
they
As
start
well.
releasing who's going to play whom, things pop back up, dump them again.
Well, when the series comes out and it ends up being good and all these little characters, people
Yeah.
will want to go back and go, oh, when's the first, you know?
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. The Comic Chef dropped a $9.99 super chat saying, thanks for the membership. We appreciate that. I think this is interesting also. What about the Frizen, was it the New York Comic Con variants that is the foil and the black and white? Are those, what do you guys think about those?
That was a store exclusive, actually.
Oh, it was.
The foil, and then they had the blood splash one. The all like frozen black and gray was the diamond.
The one per store.
No, that was the breakfast retailer release.
Gotcha.
And then the panel release was the Jay Lee black and white, which was limited to like 500 or something like that.
I remember this book on FOC so much because it was right around when Once and Future came out. And I remember not having enough money to order both, so I went for Once and Future. I mean, I still ordered some, nice.
That's
nice
a winner. Give it time. That's one, especially you start talking about the later prints on especially in issue number 1.
Yeah.
People are sleeping on that.
Yeah, that's a long-term play.
Yeah, this was the FOC variant.
FOC, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Man, this is interesting. Look at that, $12.49 for a New York Comic Con. What is OASAS?
Pull up the Jeff DeCall book.
Original.
Oh, that's
art,
coming.
Oh no, that's a store.
Store exclusive.
No, I don't know why they wrote Oasis on there, but they had a release for issue 16 that was a Jay Lee cover that kind of looked like that.
Okay. Yeah, the DeCall one is my favorite of them all by far.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just pressed one for a buddy, and
I'm
so jealous.
Yeah.
I sold mine before the news. My spare one.
What'd you sell it for, Yee?
I sold it for $1,300 though.
Oh,
so
so
I
you
can't
did
complain.
good. Yeah, you did good.
Yeah,
What-
I mean, even with no news, I still sold it for a decent amount. So I'm not.
Is that the one I pressed for you?
It was the one you pressed for me.
You bastard.
And
Joe wants his commission.
It recently sold for a high of what, $1,500. One of our community members talked about it the other day. So,
what's your guys' opinion on these David Mack?
There's the one Joe's got, or Chad came.
The David Mack pack sets.
I'm afraid they're mass reprinted and just
I'm
sitting
with
in
you.
the back of a
I'm with you. I'm 100% with you, Dollar.
Yeah.
They're cool covers though. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, but
How were the second prints doing, Aaron? Like of 6 and 7,
of 6 and 7, see,
8.
See, I don't know if all those
Still haven't got the heat yet.
obscure covers are coming to market again yet, or have they?
Yeah, I got. You know me, I got that stack, bro.
Yeah, 7 is the one. Second,
Yes.
Red Hood.
Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
Red Hood, you have a number 7 second print.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolument.
That's a good one.
Absolument.
It's a good one.
You need one?
I've
I've got like 26 of them.
Yeah, I swear to God, I probably had a close to
Pay 50 cents, bro.
What about the number 11? This one, the 1 in 100 that takes off on the Department of Truth. That's pretty interesting. $230 for that one.
Dude,
Raw.
I had that in my basket, Brian, at freaking my comic shop, and it was they had it. You know how they do their 9.4 and then the 9.2, 9.0, and they go down the price, right? And I had in my basket, it was a 9.0 VF near mint. It was $86, and I just said, nah, that's too much. And that book went nuclear that weekend. Oh my God.
There we go. Look who's incoming. James from Hive Comics. That's what I'm talking about. You got it, Yee?
Yep, got it.
What up,
What's
brother?
up, Jay?
Hey.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Spec Master?
We're talking about the hottest book on the market right now, Something is Killing the Children, and there's the number 8 DeCall, 1 in 25, that, oh, man. Just
Well, that's
looks so
crazy
beautiful.
because that sold more than the Frizen Ghost.
Yes. Yes, it did.
Well, I mean, this is the number 2 book, so it's Frizen Ghost, The Call. I mean, it makes sense to me.
Would you rather have that or a 9.8 NYX3?
What the call versus the NYX?
Yeah, they're pretty close in price.
Great
right?
question.
Like,
That's a
ooh.
great question, man. That's a tough one.
Deal
Or
or
yeah,
flip
take the
side?
NYX.
Oh yeah, flip side.
Yeah.
That's not a tough one.
Live deal or flip side. I mean, like, I already have a call, like, spare one.
Well,
so
take
I'm
that out
happy
of your
with that.
head. Take that out of your
Take
head.
that out of my-
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you didn't have either of them,
If I
it's
didn't
got to
have
be
either of them-
NYX, right? I mean, I love the DeCall,
Yeah.
but first appearance
NYX.
of the X23 is a
It's
big
three-
book.
Yeah, I feel like that's the like it has bigger growth, right?
Yeah, bigger potential.
Versus this is like hitting it back to its peak again. So it's kind of like I'd rather have the NYX3 personally.
Yeah, man.
Definitely
boy.
the NYX3.
Yeah, James is all over that one.
I have a 9.6. I've had 4 copies of that book, and I've never gotten higher than 9.6. Son of a bitch.
I'm a little bummed because, well, I'm not bummed. I wasn't bummed at the time because when CBCS first came out, I sent in my NYX3 to them and it came back in 9.8. But now it's in a CBS holder. You know what I mean? Back then we were like, oh man, and I'd rather have it in a CGC holder, obviously. But
that's smart, Brian.
Yeah,
I mean, because in my opinion, I think they're better graders over there.
yeah. There's the Mac packs. James, what do you think about the Mac packs? Do you know anything? Do you know much about the David Mac variant packs?
Depends on what you're asking.
Do you think that they were overprinted?
I think a lot were ordered.
Yeah.
I would be curious to know what print runs were. Is there any public data on that?
That's a great
we've heard about,
question. Yeah, that's a great question. We were talking about that earlier. If anybody in the chat knows the print runs or an idea on the print run of those David Mack, Something's Killing the Children variant packs, let us know. Who was selling those and where? Do we know where those were coming from? I can't remember who was selling those.
They were
Diamond.
Diamond?
Yeah, it was a Diamond release. Yeah, where it was it was on the FOC, but you had to order a 5-pack of them.
Yeah.
Interesting. They're nice covers for sure. David Mack is GOAT.
Love David.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
But his 11 through 15 were released through him, right?
No, I think they might have done. Oh, maybe.
I think because I think the only place I ever saw it was from his artist website or his artist manager's website or whatever.
Oh, I saw it at all the online retailers. They're all.
Oh, no, so
Not
they
the
did 1
special
through, yeah, the 1 through 5, and then 6 through 10 you could order through Diamond, and I think 11 through 15 was through. Is it Annabelle Kirby?
Yeah, it would be Kirby Comic Art.
Yeah, there you go.
Interesting. Yeah, man. There is a lot of covers, a lot of copies, a lot of variants, but there's some money to be made on the Something is Killing the Children stuff, you guys. So be on the lookout. Maybe this is the time to sell. We'll keep an eye on it for you as we continue. But man, I'll be surprised if prices get much higher on a lot of that stuff than it is now, unless the trailer comes out and it knocks your socks off, man. Like if it is awesome, then we were all wrong. So.
It's going to be a musical.
Something
is killing the children.
Yeah. But what do you prefer, Cats or Rent? No joking aside, it's one or the other.
Something is killing the children. Yeah.
So that's what Lady Gaga is doing after the Joker, right?
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of fun stuff to get into tonight, you guys. We're gonna move on to the next little topic. Richie's got some interesting. What up, Josh? How you doing? I just saw you. You jumped in there. How you doing?
Yeah,
brother?
what's up, dude?
Oh,
I'm
man.
good. How are you guys doing?
Before we jump into the next topic, I want to ask you, what do you think about Something is Killing the Children, especially the foreign variants?
What'd you guys talk about? How it was like the directors got attached or whatever? Again?
Yeah.
If you have them, sell them.
Amen.
This is your time. Like,
Amen.
this is the last shot that you got. So do it.
Yeah.
So you're saying that if like they start casting, that wouldn't be a good time to sell?
No, I think it would, but I think that this is bigger than the casting, and the reason why I say that is because people have it's been so cold for a long time, and this is the biggest injection of news in a long time, and it's probably the highest excitement until the trailer drops. Even if they announce casting and all that stuff, it's not. I think people are already going to be putting their books out like they've been. So, multiple books are going to be sold. People that have severe FOMO have already bought the big, spent the big money on them. So, it's always getting your books out there first, right?
And when could the first trailer drop? Literally like next year?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, at the earliest. So
I
this
think
is going away.
I think that's the message I'm getting from
ROI.
Josh and Brian, though, right? Is that the gap between now, the heat, and then when it happens again, is it worth the wait? So sell them now. If not, you're holding them probably for another year or two, right?
Yeah. Yeah, let me move that out of Josh's face there. All right.
Josh, what's up, man?
Dude, what's going on?
All right, let's. We got some spec, some digging with dollar spec that we're gonna get into. Let's. You ready for this, Richie? Let's get into it.
I don't have a mic, and I'm 46 now, so I think I have cataracts. But, I'll do my best. So, speaking of Netflix spec, you guys all know it is officially the final season for Umbrella Academy. They just casted Nick Offerman and Megan Mullally. If you guys aren't familiar with Nick Offerman, he was just recently in a really good episode of Last of Us, and among other things, the Millers, stuff like that. But anyways, so yeah, they're not speculating on who the characters are. But I mean, it's dead spec anyways, right? I mean, if you have any of these books and this is the last season, you need to just clear them out. I mean, I'm talking like, even if it's a discount, hopefully, you get somebody at FOMO and they just want it for PC. But yeah, I mean, they're saying that the casting call went out like this. The actual casting for an actual married couple to play a quote mild-mannered married couple named Gene and Jean. Jay, who are college professors in the upcoming final season of Umbrella Academy. So I did a little deep dive today. I didn't have much time, and you got me by the hanging nuggets.
Is that John Waters? Who is that in that poster?
Umbrella Academy means Parks and Recreation.
Parks and Recreation, and all. What was that movie with the dude that plays Ted Lasso, where they go get the weed for the guy, and Jennifer Aniston's in it?
We Are the Millers.
Yeah, he's the DEA agent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Adam Warlock.
Is that go back to that, Richie? Is that dude with the glasses? Is that John Waters? Is that the director? Who is that? I don't remember that guy. Am I missing something?
Oh, the sunglasses?
Yeah.
That's a woman.
Oh, that's a chick. Oh, okay. Okay.
Who's the kid in the middle?
She's in the Sparrow Academy. She's in the Sparrow Academy.
Okay.
Who's the boy in the middle with the green jacket?
Staring at you?
Oh, that's the white violin.
The what?
She turned into the white violin in the first series. Remember? Vanya?
You're going to get us in trouble again, Hood. I've already got one bullying. We've already gotten one bullying bot hit. We don't need another bullying one, dude.
What happened?
Oh, God, Jesus.
Oh, are we going down this path, this conversation?
I'm sorry, I can
No, don't do it. All right, I'm going to tell you right now, Joe. Right here. So here is Umbrella Academy number 4. This is more like nostalgia for us seasoned speculators because, like I said, final season, Baze. We've already seen Vanya, a.k.a. Victor, a.k.a. the white violin. But this is actually her first appearance, and it never really was talked about. And I thought it was a misspec. But get these books and get them out as soon as you get trailer news. All right, the Glow starts rumors. These are all rumors, basically. There's a couple confirmed news, but they're from 2 reputable sites that I trust. So, Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, and by the way, there could be spoilers for Ant-Man the 3. I haven't Ant-Man 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. I haven't seen it yet, but we do this for you guys, so can't miss a beat. But if you don't want to hear it, just bounce. And all right. So now, Avengers: The Kang Dynasty scribe teases Namor's return, and we haven't heard anything about Namor returning, have we? I mean, I haven't heard anything, but Tonic Huerta may have offered one of Marvel Studios' best performances last year, I thought, in Black Panther 2. And just a side note, you guys might not like this, but I thought Black Panther 2 was one of the best MCU movies I've ever seen. It was so good. I didn't really like the cheesy part where they were fighting on that stupid invisible, submarine or whatever they were on, but I thought it was really good. But anyways, they're saying that, and this is coming from Murphy's Multiverse, Charles Murphy, that he is going to be confirmed in future Avengers films. Perhaps that time is going to be part of whatever starts Kang or his variant's dynasty in the Avengers film. I don't even think they have a plan for Kang the Conqueror, to be honest with you, forthwith, as of right now, from what I've read, but that's a whole nother story. But they're bringing this news out, and this is just as of yesterday. Namor's coming back. I really hope they do a single thing with him, because I thought he was really good.
I agree.
Joe, you better stop trying to make me laugh, dude.
No, I was like, I can't wait for Kang and Killmonger next week, baby.
All right, so this is coming from a confirmed site also on Murphy's Multiverse. Not in the rumors. This was news. Avengers 5's big death toll teased by MCU writer. Bear with me here. So Avengers Kang Dynasty set to bring Earth's mightiest heroes back together. Head writer Jeff Loveness teased that death might be on the way in the MCU's big team outing. So before I continue, I'm thinking all the old Avengers, right, are going to die?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so after seeing Tony Stark, Natasha, Baze, died, this and that, Okay, now, for the time being, only 3 MCU characters have been specifically rumored for roles in Avengers 5. Although that number is sure to grow during Phase 5 and 6, because it's supposed to be the hell on, in-game times 3 or whatever. Now, who's going to die? Do you guys want to know?
I think we kind of have an idea, right? It's going to be most of the old Avengers are going to die. I don't think all of them, but I think most of them.
What? Yeah. I just hope it's Brie Larson.
So does a lot of us. Yeah.
Let's go back to full time on our Ultima commercials.
Yes.
What about Jeremy Renner? Is he still injured and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. I think he's going to.
Yeah, so they probably go with that route.
Yeah.
As the easy out or whatever.
Anybody that has
Falcon to die.
Anybody that has a new Avenger or a young Avenger counterpart, I think it has a good chance of getting the axe.
Yeah.
Check this out, guys. So this really got my blood boiling, where I got kind of excited for Spec today, and I got all fired up. But so the writer Jeff Loveness, this is what he said. He mentioned the MCU's most, quote, bloodthirsty fans. Thank you. Prepping for them to feel a good amount of heat when Avengers 5 arrives. He said, I think for these bloodthirsty Marvel comic and MCU fans, there's a little movie called Avengers Kang Dynasty. I think he'll bring the heat. Love it, baby. Love it. And this comes straight from a Hollywood Reporter. So
nice.
I think they killed the Avengers when they all came out and capped the musical. I think they killed them.
Is that Rent or Cats? No, I'm kidding. All right. So we're good with that. All right. So Elizabeth Olsen, have you guys been watching her social media stuff?
No.
She's great. I mean, she's obviously, but she actually is, I don't know her or anything like that, but her godfather is my dad's best friend. And how I never met her, I have no idea. But if you're
watching, get some autographs.
I'm over here. No, but anyways, no, I whatever. Oh, I'm in love. Anyways,
hey, that counts, bro. That counts. That makes you practically related, bro.
God, I got butterflies. Okay, come on, let's back to business. Scarlet Witch has been away from the MCU spotlight for almost a year, last appearing in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, but now Elizabeth Olsen has finally teased the massive future awaiting this fan favorite character and when fans can expect her to return. Also, Olsen has been a massive part of the MCU, as you guys know, since her debut in Age of Ultron, playing the character Wanda Maximoff. Her first solo project, WandaVision, expanded on Scarlet Witch in significant ways. While it was a risky endeavor for Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige, it became an instant success. And I'll add this part after episode 3. Anyways, and laid the groundwork for Multiverse of Madness. Understandably, MCU fans everywhere are eager to see what the future holds for the Scarlet Witch. Now, the exciting future awaits Olsen's Scarlet Witch. In a recent appearance at Kuwait's Comfest Con, wow, they have cons in Kuwait? That's dope. Scarlet Witch star Elizabeth Olsen has let slip some exciting news for Marvel, comic, and MCU fans around the globe. During a question and answer session at the con, a fan asked the actress what storyline she would like to take on for Wanda Maximoff next, whom Olsen plays in the MCU, of course. However, it seems that this question touched on some critical points for what lies ahead for Scarlet Witch, as Olsen shared, quote, "If she, Scarlet Witch, her character, were to tell you exactly what she would want, then it would be spoiling something. That is already in the works at Marvel Studios. Because of this, the actress was unable to give much more away, but did share that Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige genuinely asked the cast what they would want to do with the character, and their thoughts and ideas are taken into consideration for future projects." She continued and said, "Well, honestly, if I were to tell you exactly what I would want, I think I would be spoiling something because Kevin Feige genuinely asks us what we want to do with the character, and then he does it. So I don't know if I can share, but I just want to come back." So she totally just circled back on that. She was going to give us the dirty too. Oh! While Olsen could not spoil the character's future, she offered her gratitude for a huge role, how huge the role has become with pop culture fans around the world. So, couldn't give you much news, but hey, there's something on the horizon, so keep your ears close to the ground.
Good stuff.
Ant-Man Quantumania confirms one major Loki Season 2 villain. In late January, scooper Daniel Rickman, you guys know him as Daniel RPK, shared a rumor that Season 2 of Loki would feature a variant of Kang the Conqueror who was an inventor from a past timeline. Oh, shit. This is going to spoil some shit. Sorry, guys. Do it. One variant of Kang in Loki Season 2 is an inventor in the past wanting to buy stuff from people to affect the future, and Loki is trying to stop him. This rumor was confirmed when Victor Timely ultimately made his debut in the post-credit scenes for Ant-Man 3, giving a presentation on time and technology to an intrigued crowd in the late 1800s, early 1900s era. In his short monologue, Victor teased the idea of shaping time and changing the future with his technology. So I didn't mean to spoil it, guys. My bad.
That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Adam Freeman. Whoa, that's what I'm talking about. Has subscribed to Beyond Wednesdays. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, guys. I don't have my mic in my headphones, so I can't hear you. So it sounds like you're cutting out. If I stop, I think I lost you guys. My bad.
You're good, brother.
Okay, more spoilers for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm sorry, guys. I really apologize. I probably shouldn't even done this, but it's okay. So basically what's going on here is they want to do a MODOK prequel, but they want to do it with the badass MODOK right here. So keep your ear down for that. Just to let you know, his first appearance, I think it's TOS 94. He actually makes a cameo in the issue before, and it's very inexpensive. This is shout out to Red 5 Comics, and you guys know him as Brian Barber. He had a spec. He was on a podcast for a while. I forgot what the podcast was called. They were really good guys, comic guys. And when we were all flip side and we were trying to figure out, I remember Jen was in there and we were trying to figure, Josh was in there. We were figuring out who Bill Murray was playing when he first announced. And my buddy's like, it's Psycho Man, it's Psycho Man, it's Psycho Man. So, you know, we spec'd on Psycho Man for a little bit. It didn't happen, dead spec, but check this out. Jeff Loveness, one of the writers for Fantastic Four coming up, and also Quantumania, he said that Psycho Man just missed the cut. So I'm expecting possible future projects. He also goes on and saying how much he loves his character, grew up with him as a boy, so on and so forth. But I wouldn't be surprised if we do see him in Fantastic Four or some kind of tie-in. His first appearance here is not really a sought-after book unless you're like a real Silver Agey or early Bronze or whatever you want to call this. But this is a Fantastic Four Annual 5. It's tough. It's a square-bound book. They got tons of spine splits and crushed spines. If you can find one that's like a 7.0 higher, kudos to you. And if not, this is a second appearance, and that's a classic Jack Kirby cover as well. And in the guts of this book, this is his second appearance, also is a partial origin of Silver Surfer and Galactus's, you know, little love quarrel. So. A new rumor reveals a trio of new Avengers in Avengers Kang Dynasty. Let's get to that. Yeah, fuck that. Let's get to the Stephen Yeun news. I can't wait anymore. All right. This is what I want to talk about. And then we'll go back to Something's Killing Children. But Stephen Yeun, okay, so shout out to Thoro. I tried to catch his replays. And if you guys are not subbed up to Thoro, Cuboro, very good guy, great podcaster. He's got a membership like Brian as well. Join his membership. Awesome dude. Great content. But he had a really good spec on this character. And we're going to see that in a second. But here's the first one we talked about on the Hot 10 last night, and that's Marvel Boy #1. First appearance of Novar. Brian McClay knows a lot about this book.
Love this book. Yeah, great book.
Right here is Dark Avengers #1. As you guys know, is newsstand copies, late printing, so on and so forth. This is your first full appearance of Novar becoming Captain Marvel. This is his origin, and I believe second appearance. Here is the other one we talked about, which I put the young picture of him like when he first got on Walking Dead because, you know, Amadeus shows a young little dude. But this guy's like 40 years old. I mean, they can do anything in movies, but I just don't see him as Amadeus Cho. As much as I wish, I just don't see it. That's just my opinion. And you guys know how much I back this book, right? So, yeah, I just don't see it. Just save those for another day, but I could be wrong. Shout out to Longshort. Mr. Longshort and Flipside, you found this at a dollar store, and man, it's a really cool. If you're into reading, you're into Origins, and you just don't click, you know, you just don't, first appearance or nothing, you know. This is a great one for Amadeus Cho.
Great cover, and it's a B cover, right? There's an A cover that's different.
I think this is the A cover, actually.
Is this the A? Okay.
Joe, wasn't this your book?
Oh yeah, from
Long Shorts, and then, or maybe he got it from Joe, but I remember Longshort was telling me about it on the private DM, and I had never heard of it, and I couldn't remember if Joe was. I know Joe was friends with all you guys. I didn't know Joe before he got in, so I don't know.
Is this when it went from the Incredible Hulk and then after Planet Hulk and World War Hulk, it turned?
No, this is before
Hercules.
No, this is when it went to the Incredible Hercules after.
Incredible Hercules. Gotcha.
Yeah. And this is the only good book in that whole run. I mean, there's some decent covers, but they went forever. But yeah, this has the origin, obviously, which is such a big part. But it also has that first appearance of her, is his mom or his aunt or something, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, because I've never seen that cover, because I read Incredible Hulk and then World War Hulk and everything, and then it turned Incredible Hercules, and after a while, that storyline really wasn't great.
Yeah.
But I've never seen that cover before.
This was the B cover.
Yeah.
Oh, it is the B cover. Okay, because I see on the barcode 1311 unless my cataracts are kicking in. Usually, as Joe knows, as a presser, that's typically covered. Right? But hey, I don't know. This was 2008, 2009. So this was, but you're right, Nate. This was before Totally Awesome Hulk and the Protectors. Here is Totally Awesome Hulk. I still have never owned a copy of this book. I heard this had a huge print run anyways, but it's a really cool, it's kind of like your metrosexual Hulk. That's not what we need in the MCU, okay? Especially after this Professor Hulk guy, okay? So
is it the 125 that has him like the kind of the old Hulk cover where it has Hulk in the background and him kind of the smaller version?
Joe
the white
probably
background,
knows.
the 125
Yeah.
for one.
I that might have been what, issue 3, or no? That's might be the variant. I can't remember.
I thought
There was a ton of variants. There were retailer unlocks, aka percentile qualifiers. There was a hip hop action figure. There was a Dale Keown. I think it was a 1 in 20 or a 1 in 50. I don't remember. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Guys, I had to bring it up. I just had to bring it up, guys. Think about it. Think about it. Who did we hear last week is coming? Viv Vision, right? Who's coming? Nova. But nobody says if it's going to be Dick Ryder or Sam Alexander. Who's already here? Kamala Khan. Miles is coming. Could the Champions, as much as I hate it and want to throw up on myself right now with a 350,000 print run, could the Champions be being set up by the MCU?
What about Taiguchi?
No, chill.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, what do you guys think about Champions?
No
go.
I think that they, instead of doing Champions, they would just amalgamize whatever Champions team and to Young Avengers. You know what I mean?
I agree. That's a good point. This is a cool one. This is a really cool modern book, and the second print, which we'll show in the next slide, is cool. There's a lot of stuff going on in the guts. This is when Amadeus Cho officially gets the awesome hairdo that I had at one time, and he becomes Brawn. I was not even joking. And then Ironheart gets her new suit, and then Sam Alexander loses the Nova moniker for a minute. And shout out to Ultra Maximus. He pointed this out a long time ago, this book. I didn't know him before that, so I'm not sure, but he was pretty heavy on this one with Comic Book Wars and stuff, so I was able to grab one of those. Shout out to Thoro. This is who Thoro likes. So, okay. Now, bear with me. New Agents of Atlas and Agents of Atlas are completely different. I mean, I wouldn't say completely different characters, but they're just like, one is like a newer of the other. It's just different members, so on and so forth. But this has your first team appearance of the 2006 Agents of Atlas, which included Jimmy Woo, Marvel Boy, and Gorilla Man, but also, shout out to Thoro, Agent Jake O. I thought that was a really good play by him. He was talking about this, and he went on it in his segment in his channel. I thought it was a good spec. I don't like. I mean, I'm not saying I dislike it. I don't think that's gonna happen. But hey, I mean, if they screw up Gore the God Butcher or Christian Bale, who knows?
Yeah.
But I think this is a good play. And at the time, he was he talked about this last week. This book was like cheaper and dirt. So shout out to him. That's a possibility. Now we're getting closer to Taiguchi. There's Totally Awesome Hulk. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, guys.
No, you're good.
Go ahead. Totally Awesome Hulk number 15. This is your first team appearance of Protectors. That's unofficial. 16 with their named. Do you guys care? Here's one for me and Brian. I put this in there just for you, Brian. All right. The original rumor is this, and I'm going to read verbatim. He's supposed to come in as Sentry. Okay. And that was, you know how they said the Thunderbolt's big bad was going to be Sentry?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here we go. Let's go down the list. Sentry 1, you guys know, cover A. This is Marvel Knights 2000. Very tough book in high grade. I don't think I've ever seen a raw copy that's like a 98-worthy copy. I don't think I ever have.
Beautiful cover.
This one right here, guys, is a tribute to Artie Rosen. It was more of a joke by Jay Lee. I know a lot of sites have it listed as an Artie Rosen because it's what it was. What is
It
it?
was a
Swipe
big
or whatever,
troll.
but
Yeah.
yeah, it was a J. This is a J Lee 1 in 50. The spine on this book, right on the corner of the spine, was notorious for having spine stress white across. So if you can find them without ticks, hopefully the automated system at the third-party graders I won't name will give you a 9.8. This is the Century San Diego Comic-Con. I love this book. It comes with a COA. Be aware the COA in this book on some of them were stuck on the splash page and also the backsplash page with an adhesive.
Ooh.
Yeah, and over a little bit of time and heat and stuff like that, you know, it's really tough to get off. You would need a guy like Joe to obviously take care of that for you. All right, here is the Century number 4. This is the so this is the to put it in layman's terms, is a cameo. Let's go to the full. Your new Century moniker, but it's basically, from what I've read, it's basically the Void and Bob just giving into the Void and letting the Void take over, right?
Yeah.
This is one that nobody talks about, which I thought was pretty interesting. Strange 9, it just recently came out. Has another iteration in 616 of the Century, guys. This is the new design of the Century. I can't see with my eyes. Let me try to blow this up because I'm old as shit. Okay. Revenant Prism. Revenant, is this, what does that say? Revenant Prime Century. Yeah. So that's your first appearance of the Void and the Century as the Revenant Prime Century.
So it's basically the Sentry's body being taken over by what, like 1,000 dead ghosts or something like that.
Right, and if yeah, exactly. If you cut corners and you just kind of look at eBay sellers, they're going to say symbiote, stuff like that. It's much more deeper and more complex than that. Here we go, boys. Gotta love it. What do you guys think? Any chance?
I think this is. I don't think it's the best one, but I think it's a. I don't think it's the best spec. I don't think it has the best, chance, but I think it's a great character to bring in. We all have been talking about this for a long time, that they want an Eastern based team, right? They want that in the Marvel universe, and rightfully so. They should have it. Like, that's the whole Tiger Force team, or is it Tiger Force?
Tiger Division, yeah.
Tiger Division, yeah. That's a great idea, and I think Teguki would be perfect for Marvel MCU. And we've got Teguki showing up again in our new Drama Alert segment. So,
all right. The one thing that gets me though is, and this isn't a one size fits all, but the research I've done with on Jon Favreau, Jack Schaefer, the one that directed, co-wrote WandaVision, Kevin Feige. These writers, these screenwriters, these script writers, whatever you want to call them, these producers, they say they typically want to develop the character around what they call the 10-year rule. So if the character has been, historically released to the public, not exactly 10 years, but let's say 8 to 12 years, they call it the 10-year rule, then they say that it could be on deck for development. So that's the one thing that keeps me from this. And also, they rumored him as Sentry coming in, and this is basically South Korean's version of Sentry. But Sentry has got a dark aspect because they're both like Marvel Superman. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, all right. So we'll go over this. Shout out to Wonder World Comics, Dennis. He put this book out. I thought it was a great idea. I don't know if there's any left, but it is a store variant. It's obviously, you guys know, it homages the Miss Marvel second. This is cover A. I looked up the Comic-Con numbers here, and I have them actually right here. This was around pandemic. We were in hot pursuit of the Modern Playbook. Basically, this title, issue 3 on Marvel Comics, sold. So first, let's say the first is Amazing Spider-Man. was 101. So they don't have a number, but they finished 101 in sales. That's pretty damn low. These are the people that are right above him. Once in Future 16, Vampirella 17. You know what I'm saying? Like these are small books. So this is a tough one to find in cover A. It's still cheap on the secondary. If you can get a 9.8 worthy copy for like 30-40 bucks, I would just hang on to these. This is the present day grail right now. This book is going nuclear. I don't even know where I don't even know where to start with this. It's tough. The red is tough, but it presses out really nice.
Such a good cover. Such a good cover.
This book was like on one of the early dealer flip sides. It was this book versus Spider-Woman #9, the Rose Besh, because they were around the same price at the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go check that out. Good call. Yeah, I want to see that. That's cool. Here is this makes me so mad right here. How can Marvel do something like this? Second print, 1 in 25, cash grab. But they didn't. They just black and white. No Taigoki on the cover. You know, disgusting. Do better. And then there's Dennis again. Here is Black Cat Annual #1. This is your first appearance, first cover appearance, and partial origin of Tiger Division. Also, there's a new character in the Tiger Division. She wears like a patch in her eye. She's kind of really hot too. Forgot her name, but she's one you want to collect as well.
Can you still pick up? Can you still pick up that Wonderworld Comics variant on Dennis's site?
Yeah,
let's check it out.
I was actually going to mention it on this site right now.
It's listed right now.
Yeah, $24.99.
There you go. Go. We'll drop a link here. I'll drop a link in the chat for it. So not bad. That's the book right there.
Website Wonderworld Comics, up at the very top, it has exclusives. Hit on that and then just run down and you'll see it.
Okay, I'll drop a link here.
He looks so stocky in that photo compared to the photo.
Yeah.
Right? Looks like a jockey.
That was one of Dennis's early exclusives. Not early exclusives, but during the pandemic, right? If I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. And then he did that UF4 version too for the.
Yeah.
He looks like the midget from James Bond.
Peacemaker?
The plane.
Oh, Objob.
Yeah.
Can we say midget? Or is that not good? That's not right. That's
kind of.
I don't know.
The PC term is
small
person.
Kuwait. Now we're hitting midgets.
Little people.
I mean, they were saying it in the movies, A-list movies, like back in all the way up to 2016. You know, outside of like racist movies and stuff. So I wasn't sure. Anyways, Black Cat Annual 1. Talked about that. Here, I think is a sleeper, guys.
Ooh.
You can find these in back issue bins. The print run on this is tiny. I think Comic Run doesn't list, but it's not even listed. If it didn't make the 225 top sales, doesn't even list it. So I'm guessing at 3,000 or under. Very cool, kind of like what do we say, Brian? The artist kind of art. You know, they're all on there. So. Here's your first solo title. There's also a first appearance in here. I don't care for this cover. What about Swordmaster, guys?
Maybe.
Here's your first cover appearance.
That's what I was leaning at, was Swordmaster.
Yeah?
That's my spec choice for him.
I like it. Here is the 1 in 25. I like this cover a lot. The 1 in 50 is a beast. Now, this is your first appearance in the Guts in story. So your first official appearance of Swordmaster. And then he's also on the cover of 2. And for a Ron Lim cover, and you guys know how I feel about Ron Lim covers, I like this cover. That thing's a monster, man. I remember I couldn't find that thing less than like $1,000 raw. Luckily, I was in a spec group at that time, and we were pre-ordering a lot of stuff, and I got to order one. So, yeah. Here is number 2. This one is like a $1 book. I think this is Sleeping Giant. I think they made a store variant out of this number 2. James could probably let me know, but
I don't know if there were any store exclusives on New Agents past issue 1.
I thought there was that.
If there is for 2, that's a surprise. That's news to me.
Wasn't it that Miko Soyen that
the
was,
Comic Odyssey one
from like overseas though?
Yeah,
I'm
still legendary. I'm still legendary in some circles for that, by the way,
dude.
I've got stories on that because I imported over 100 copies of that book when they were 1 per order. So that was my first dealings with Nelson from Big Time Collectibles. He hooked me up big time and helped me out. Cut that language barrier all the way down to nothing and helped me out.
Is it the one from Singapore? Was that the right country?
No, Philippines.
No, yeah,
Philippines. Okay.
It's called Comic Odyssey. But Jane, I might have. Okay, was that your picture that was going around of all of those on the
120
table?
Copies, yeah.
Yeah, I used to be friends with this guy named Mike who owned this company called xatari.com, and he's friends with Dinesh, and he showed me this. He man, my friend, he's I don't know if you know this guy or not, but he's like, hey, look at all these, and I look on the thing, I'm like, whoa. So
those when I ordered them, they were, I can't remember what the price was, $15 or $20 a piece. By the time they shipped to me, they were already selling secondary market $300 a piece, and then they blew up from there. And so when I took that picture, I was like, this is basically an AF-15 sitting on my table right now.
I have that picture.
It was pre-ordered. I had sold a bunch to, I mean, it was a bunch of people that put in money for it. I just helped hook it up. But I ended up with 20. I had 20 copies at one point. I made over 10 grand off of those books. So I'm a huge New Agents fan. If anybody knows anything about me and my Marvel stuff, I've got stacks upon stacks of New Agents of Atlas, issues 1 and 2. And I buy them any chance I get a good deal on them. I just bought 10 more the other day for Hive that's going to CGC. Like,
good man. And
I'm big on New Agents.
The Comic-Con reports that the estimated orders by retailers for this book for issue 2 compared to 1 was almost like a 3-to-1 difference. So issue 1 was like 67 to 70K, ballpark, add 3,000. And then issue 2 was cut down, 23K, add 3K. So, yeah, I like this one, though, because even though he's not really on the cover, he kind of is, because that's his sword right there. And so, because it's an interior art.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. Do you guys know who this guy is on the left? This is Lin Lee's brother, Swordmaster's brother.
Ooh.
What's his name? I think I have it written down here. Brother Lin Fang. Lin Fang. I mean, me and Universe X went back and forth about this for so long. I can't believe I couldn't remember the name. But here we go. First appearance in number 9. Great cover. I'm not expecting a lot of copies out there, probably in high grade as well. But some people were on IG talking about, hey, could this, if it's, but why would he be the brother if he's not going to be Lin Lee? Like, you know what I mean? It just didn't make sense to me. All right, guys, here's the good stuff. Lin Lee becomes Iron Fist, issue number 1. This is cover A on the cover. The 1 in 25. Here's that 1 in 50 that hit.
That's the one.
It was the homage to what ASM number, Joe?
ASM 50
or something like that.
ASM 50.
So it's like, but he's not on the cover. But the Shards of the Sword,
bro, that's got to be one of my favorite covers in the last couple of years.
Do you have one, Joe?
I've got a few of those.
I was gonna say I'll send you one because okay.
All right, if you got more, I'll take another one.
No, I got 3. Just keep. All right, these are the ones I've been scooping up as much as I can. I think this is. I know it's interior art, but it's a really good cover. It, like Brian says, sometimes most of the time the interior art is trash, but sometimes it works. This one works for me, and I mean, I remember this thing on release day, and nobody was selling this book. So, and if the people that were, they had them in stock. So I grabbed 3 or 4 of them. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll do some FOC later. What do you think?
Yeah, good stuff, Richie.
Oh, yeah.
Really good stuff, Dollar.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right. We have a new segment today, you guys, for Modern Comic Mayhem. And I hope you guys enjoy this said new segment. Let's get into it. Shout out to the OG Killer Keemstar for that one, you guys. For if you guys know who Killer Keemstar is, that being the OG Drama Alert host. This is my little shout out to Drama Alert. This is the comic
Drama.
This is the comic Drama Alert.
Hey, that's a new one instead of Mama Drama.
And it
you
started
heard it here first. You heard it here first. The first drama.
And it started off this last week with, of course, the one and only Decor starting off the first segment for Drama Alert. It's only, that's just the way it has to be, right? Shout out to our boy Decor. He put this out. He said, "It's a very simple question to ask and answer. Has anyone on this exclusive list ever shown or cared about anything other than making money off the comic community to buy fake chains, shoes, or their own personal ego purchases? Have they actually gone out their way to help fellow comic fam members in any way, actually give back to the community?" And of course, a lot of people answered this, put in their own things, and it's very interesting. I love to read comments, you guys. If you follow the podcast, we love to look at the comments in a lot of these posts that we check out. So I suggest that people always just go read comments. They're usually really funny, some of the comments that you read, and it gives you a little better insight on stuff. But that being said, this post kind of created a little bit of a rumble in the community, I guess you would say. How many of you guys saw this post? Did you guys see this post? Yes, no, maybe so. Yeah.
I think majority, right?
Yeah, I think the majority.
Yeah. Manny, the comic collector, and I are daily. What do they call it? Taggers for Decor.
Yeah. Well.
Good stuff.
This post led to this, which was interesting. Another post. This is from our boy Decor, and another post of him just taking shots at Whatnot, which he is very good at doing. He ruffles feathers very easy. And as you can see here, it says, when you can't get your latest dumpster fire book to sell, well, then you just have inside men pump and dump it, and then dump it then. True definition of Whatnot market manipulation. And he's got a bunch of Whatnot sellers on there and stuff. Again, just riling them up, Decor. Listen, when it comes to the Drama Alert segment, you guys, for the most part, we are impartial over here at Beyond Wednesdays. We're not going to say we dislike these people or like them. I give everybody their flowers when I can, except for a couple people, and you'll definitely know who those people are when they come up. But that being said, it's definitely not one of these people. But the problem is this. It causes people to kind of lose their mind a little bit. And shout out to our boys over at Beachside Hobbies who lost their mind a little bit.
Look at this fucking guy. Look at this fucking clown. Like, bruh, you fucking wake up, piss the fuck off.
All right, hold on. All right, hold on here. Just to make sure that you guys can hear it. Let me bring this up.
Fucking Decor.
On the previous slide, was Bolo the winner of that auction?
That's a great question. I couldn't tell you.
Yes, he was. That's what the post was about. Bolo was the one that won that book.
Oh wow!
For
really?
$110 or something.
All right, here we go. Let me know if there's any echoes, you guys. There might be some echoes. All right, here we go.
Suck my balls, dude. Look at this fucking clown, guys. Holy shit. Look at this fucking guy. Look at this fucking clown. Like, bruh, you fucking wake up pissed the fuck off like this, guys. Seriously, if I woke up pissed off, straight the fuck up, shoot me. I would never, ever in my life want to even wake up pissed off like this man does for no fucking reason. Guys, y'all realize this is comic books. This is comic books, guys. This is like if we went back into the 1800s and fucking Shakespeare and some motherfucker got in a fucking fight over their plays, and Decor wants to take it to that level because he's a fucking idiot. Comic books! You fucking dumbass motherfucker, bro. Holy shit. You have got to be the dumbest fucking idiot I've ever fucking seen in my fucking life, you fuck.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, calling the kettle black.
Ooh. The only problem, you guys, is when you get angry like that, you open yourself up to criticism, right? And the criticism can be pretty heavy, which you know can be an issue, especially when this happens. Oh boy!
Books. Let me guess. This guy works for. Does he work for Whatnot?
Comic books.
This is Decor.
This is funny though.
Decor.
Comic books.
Letting them have it.
Comic books.
Ooh. That's going to be used.
Comic books.
And shout out Beachside Hobbies. Like I have respect for the guys. He came up. What's his name, James? I forget his name.
Tony,
yeah.
Tony from Beachside Hobbies. Good dude. Came up and introduced
Yeah.
himself in San Diego to me. Mello, I enjoyed hanging out with Mello and shooting the shit with Mello. I don't really follow them on Whatnot or not, but they were good enough to come and introduce themselves to me in San Diego, and they seemed like really good dudes. But again, we're impartial over here. Unfortunately, this is what happens when you let your anger really get to you. They use it against you, and Decor jumped right on it.
Comic books.
He has. Yeah.
Count of Monte Cristo.
And by the way, I'm looking up their Whatnot. They got 10K followers, and they're like
they're huge, bro. They're one of the biggest, if not the biggest, like sellers on Whatnot. They are massive. And this has continued throughout the week, right? This hasn't stopped. It's going and going and going, and it's going to continue going.
Comic books. Comic books. Comic books. Comic books. Comic books. Comic books.
So as you can see,
my God, I missed this.
Decor says, since myself, Manny the Comic Collector, and Ronj Amick are having such a good time, and that's what I'm all about. Let's keep this party going. I think I have the slight advantage with most recent audio contribution, and he's right. He does have the slight advantage. It is not. Again, your anger gets the best of you sometimes, and that's what happened with Tony. His anger got the best of him, and you can't blame him. I can't blame him at all. Sometimes you feel like a certain way when somebody takes a shot at you, and you can't blame the guy for it. So
yeah, I like that post.
Yeah.
So can we go back to the one thing that you guys were mentioning? So Bolo, who works for Whatnot, won the giveaway for Whatnot?
No, it was an auction or something like that.
He won an auction. Okay.
Yeah.
So employees, it's interesting that their employees can actually bid on their own auction.
Well,
or not their own, but Whatnot auctions.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe employees get $200 per month to spend on the app. If I'm not mistaken,
something like that. It's that or slightly higher, but yeah, they have like a stipend of spending on the. But the intent behind it, from what I was told a long time ago, was the intent behind it is they're supposed to if they do purchase something on Whatnot, they're supposed to do something with it, or they're encouraged to do something with
They
it.
could shove it up his ass.
Like give it away on one of their sales, or give it away to a community member somewhere else. So who knows? He might be utilizing it as a giveaway later or something like that. But
The motherfucker still owes me 2 books.
I was
dude.
told the intent is behind it.
Interesting.
That motherfucker still owes me 2 books, bro.
But it is interesting when the money's spent at Whatnot Publishing's thing. You would think that the money would be spent on a different seller selling an exiled variant.
Yeah.
Not Whatnot selling a Whatnot variant, but like one of the other many retailers that did an exclusive.
I would think, maybe using the money on an internal audit. Compliance department would be a better idea, or maybe accounting. Listen to Bueller. I don't know, but it seems like there's wiser ways to spend the money. But it's not my company.
Well, our next little drama alerts story this week. Shout out to Golden Age Guru for dropping this piece of information. This is some news that dropped this week.
Putting this out as a warning, everybody. There are some fraudulent CGC books out there right now, migrating their way from the Northwest. We're seeing very high-level photocopies of covers and interiors. Check out this Captain America Comics cover and the interior to it, as well as this photocopied version of Spider-Man 1 and Hulk 1. This is not just somebody who doesn't know about comics, but somebody who understands the industry very well. These books are even being resealed in the holder. Take a look at this. See that slight bowing in the plastic? Make sure you check your labels carefully. If the coloring looks off, if the text looks off, if it doesn't feel right, take that extra time outside of just what you see, but examine that holder and that label carefully. Is it time for CGC to...
So I love this. Listen, you guys. Golden Age Guru sometimes gets a little, what do they call that? That heat from they call that like deflection heat, right? He gets some of that heat, and he doesn't deserve it. This guy seems like a really cool dude, and everybody that I talk to says he is even cooler in person and a stand-up dude. And this is what I like. I love his little segments, his little skits that he does. But this is the type of stuff we need more of, to let people know that this stuff is happening, because it can save people not only a ton of money but a ton of heartache. So very interesting.
Yeah, he's smart too, and he's super experienced. I like.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's been doing this for a while. People forget that he's been in comics for a while. He knows his shit.
Well, I met him in person, and he was like super down to earth too. Like when meeting him, like super chill. So,
thanks, Guru. I just cracked this that I just bought just to see if it's fake.
Yeah. Well, so we'll keep an eye on that. Speaking of big time collectibles, Nelson over at Big Time Collectibles is another one of those guys that we hear a lot about. Behind the scenes, seems like a really good dude, but we have to be honest over here. He's got himself caught up in a little bit of a comic book drama with his Superman variants that he does. He keeps on putting out different colors of the rainbow of all these different Superman foil covers, and
what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, it's really, really. Listen, you guys, to all the retailers out there, I understand it. There is a fine line to walk, and we get it. The line is to water down the comic book variant world, or to make another couple bucks. And I get it. That is a very, very tough decision. But in the end, is this going to help you in the long run? I don't know. That's something that we want to talk about more and more on this channel and more in this community. Whether or not continuing to create the same homages over and over, to continue to create the same cover over and over with just a different color and a different type of gimmick. It's something that we are going to continue to talk about, and I understand that when it comes to putting money, food on your table for your family and money in your pocket, it's a whole different world. But this is getting kind of ridiculous. That being said, this is gorgeous. Do this.
Yeah.
This is absolutely gorgeous right here. This is one of the most beautiful covers, and I get it. It is a foil version of the Superman Lost book, but it isn't the same old BS that you've been doing, right? It's beautiful, and and I'm going to give you shit for doing the different colors on the Superman, Death of Superman covers, but I'm going to give you a round of applause on this one. This is what we're talking about. Continue to put out stuff like this instead of the same old rigmarole. I get it. This is just putting a foil on that cover, but that is a cover that needed this type of foil, right? It needed this beauty.
When they do the different colors, do they try to change the print runs kind of like cards where you'd have like 50 and 100 and 150, or do they just run like
I think he's
1,000
stuck.
for every color?
I think he's stuck. I think he has stuck to 1,000 on all of them, at least from what I've paid attention to.
Well, he had that 200 that was just graded with CGC, right?
Was it 200 or 300?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, did he do a destroy thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what got him on the quote unquote drama, comic book drama alert, list. Is having to do that, and it was very interesting. So, but again, we'll see how it works out.
He should have saved the white background for the Return of Superman facsimile, right?
Yeah, I think this already went up for sale. I think it sold out.
Yeah, instantly. They
because they already released another one. It's like the platinum.
Yeah. Oh, are you kidding me?
No, yeah, it's the platinum. They just did the platinum one.
No. Oh.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have said all colors of the rainbow because that's going to be the next one. It'll be a rainbow foil.
Oh, bro.
Can't wait.
All because you said that.
He's like, rainbow.
He's got his notepad out and he's like, oh.
Refractor.
Well, I'm going to say this.
Rainbow's next.
I do want to say this. We're working on a new show for the channel. We've been working on it for a while now, but we're getting closer and closer. Shout out to my boy Jesse James Comics. At some point, you guys, we're going to have an industry, quote unquote, an industry insider roundtable show on this channel, and I would love to have people like Nelson on this channel. So again, we're impartial when it comes to how we feel about these people that show up in the drama alert section. We're just reporting the news, you guys. But I would love to hear Nelson's, thoughts on, give a response to what we're saying on this stuff. So one of these days, we'll get Nelson on here on that show, and we'll hear from him. So
I'll say this, not in defense of Nelson, but maybe an explanation of. Last year was a rough year for all comic retailers, and that's secondary market sellers, that's online retailers, that's brick and mortars. And when you find something, when you drop 1,000 print run book and it sells out in 5 minutes, and you can go back and milk that cow again, that's got to be when you've got employees and overhead, because he's got employees. Hive doesn't have employees. He's got a decent sized warehouse. I've been to it. It's a beautiful space. But like his overhead is different from what some of us have to deal with. He, in doing these books, he secured his payroll for probably 2 or 3 of his employees for the rest of the year, and the space and the cost for his warehouse for the rest of the year. So now he's financially secure through the year because he milked this cow as long as he did.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Like, man, that it's bad for the community, but at the same time, the dude's done so much good for the community that I'm happy to know that like his doors ain't closing for the next 12 years.
James, can I play devil's advocate? Let me play devil's advocate for one bit, and this is directed straight at you because you have more experience on the retailer level than I do. But doesn't there become? It's wild west right now, so there's no oversize, no nothing, whatever. But doesn't there become a crossroads or a choice that a retailer needs to make to what's better for the market for his long-term business? Because if he keeps printing it, I'm not you in particular, I'm just hypothetically the same book over and over. That's burnout, right?
Yeah. You destroy collectability, and there's part of the retail space where you don't care about the secondary market, right? What happens, right? That's, and some retailers are that way. Like, I don't care what happens secondary market. I hope that people that buy our books made a smart investment. I hope. And I think we've done a good job. I think Hive has a good track history of secondary market value increases and stuff. But we don't play off that. We don't we don't sell secondary market priced books. When we find 20 more copies of a book sitting around, like, holy shit, that was sitting in a short box, we throw them on the website for the same price and let our Facebook customers know, our close people, like, hey, we just threw 20 more of these up.
Yeah.
Like, we're not into making money on the secondary market. Some retailers are, and that's the game that they play. But what I do want to say is the greatest thing about secondary market sell increase is return customer. And that's the way we've always played it. If we put out a book and 3 weeks later it's selling for $200, all that means is our website sees 10 times the traffic it saw before. And we sell tons more books. And that's when we make our money. But when you do stuff like this, you do run the risk of creating burnout.
Yeah.
And when there's no secondary market increase in the variants you're putting out, you can ultimately decrease website flow. You can decrease faith in future projects. And that's the risk you run. And that's what I worry about when I see Nelson do stuff like this, because he puts out some killer variants. We're hoping to work with him more this year. We didn't get much of a chance to last year. We love working with the dude. But like stuff like this, it could potentially hurt you as a retailer in the long run, because what's this book going to look like 6 months from now? Especially what if a month from now he decides to do one that's a 500 print run? All these 1,000 print ones then become way less desirable, and it kills secondary market. And I think he's too smart to do that, but you never know.
Well, at the same time, let's talk about this. There's a big, huge logo on the front of the cover. Huge logo on the front of the cover. And you guys know...
Yeah, I think this is the back cover.
That's the back cover.
This is the back cover of this one?
That's the back cover.
Yeah.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it should have been the front cover.
The front.
Yeah, they messed that one up.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
That back is way better. Like, if I was displaying it, I'd flip it around.
I was wondering why he had BTC so big on there.
And he should have released both. Like, let's be honest here. He should have released one that was that and one that was the white.
Oh, what a mistake, man. Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. Well, maybe he'll learn from it. We'll see. We will see. All right. Next in the news of the Drama Alert, shout out to our boy, Comics with Bueller, who put out this post this week. He says, something big just happened. The Bueller bus gets to keep on rolling. More info very soon. Love our boy, Comics with Bueller, Travis, good dude. You guys saw his interviews that he was doing, going around. He's still going around different shows and talking about what he went through over with Whatnot in the road trip. And let's continue to give him some spotlight. Make sure you guys go check out Comics with Bueller on YouTube. He's got a huge fan base over there. And it's
getting his own Adidas sponsorship. That's what it looks like. I'm just joking. He's getting his own shoe, like all those unused Yeezys.
He lost a lot of weight.
Head filled right there.
He worked out a lot and lost a lot of weight, I think.
Yeah, he did.
Looks really good.
He did. He's doing a good job. So I can't wait to hear what's going on with the news. So we'll keep an eye on that and let you guys know.
Hive might have a little bit to do with some of that news.
Ooh, I like that. I'm stoked. Hell yeah! All right.
I can't wait to get my new con shoes, the Buellers.
The Bueller.
I can do the
Bueller Walker ones.
What's that?
I can do the FOC now.
Oh wait, hold on. We got a couple more.
Okay. I thought that's what you were trying to do.
No. Some of the big news of the week, which I can't tell if it's an ultimate troll or not. It feels like a troll, but part of it feels like, you have to ask yourself what's going on here. Comic Tom put out a post that said, at Gem Mint Collectibles won't answer my calls, moves his show to 3 p.m. and messes up Whatnot Wednesday. The show must go on and must start at 2 p.m. Glad we have some professionals in the comic fam to save the day. Join Mom and Sons Comics at 2 p.m. as we kick off the day with some dope comic sales. And Gem Mint responded, this is what the shit I'm talking about, with an angry face. What do you guys think? Is there some trouble brewing over in the friendship between Gem Mint and Tom Garcia?
This is what I read. On that. Tom goes a little too far, and he's already been told once or twice. He probably doesn't want his their private conversations out in the open like that. So.
Ooh, yeah, that's kind of I think what a lot of people.
I'm happy for Mom and Sons.
Yes.
Mom and Son. He's been doing some really cool stuff with Veterans Initiative stuff, 501c type fundraising for some really cool veterans causes. It's the type of stuff like we've been talking a lot about getting involved with them. Unfortunately, we've been so busy with stuff. It's really hard, but we're going to be talking more this year. I'm happy he's at least getting some sort of spotlight and push that'll maybe help him out to get the word out. Cause I think a lot of these other bigger names will jump on board with what he's trying to do as well, which would be fantastic. Any more money that can be raised for veterans charities is fantastic, no matter how it comes about. So I'm happy for that aspect of it. As far as this, I don't know if I believe it.
I think Lipton has some info from the gym side. Right?
I don't really like. I watched his live show. I watched that live show, and he was saying stuff, but like it's really hard to tell if it's real or if it's just made up. Because if it's made up, like there's still people that think it's real, and like there's people commenting on that thread and saying shit, and then there's people that were commenting on Jim's live sale, talking shit about Tom. So like, and some people think they're just really bad actors. So
I'll tell you something.
Wrestling's not real next.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys something, and I think this is honestly the truth when it comes to it. Sometimes you think these are good ideas to come up with these kayfabe acts and this and that, but it just causes more problems in the end than ever anything that really. And if you don't pull it off, it will cause major problems and it piss a lot of your fan base off, piss a lot of people off. And sometimes people go a little too far in these kayfabe things, and it creates monsters. It creates Frankensteins, a big time Frankenstein. So if this is a kayfabe, it's gonna go down poorly. I really think it is. So
he made it sound like he just didn't want to do. He doesn't want to be a part of that block anymore. Like he wants to sell like statues and shit. Like he's not a comic guy.
He's known for the statue stuff. He should statues.
He's like, I want to do like a half-hour show. I don't want to do an hour show and run through 100 books. He's like, but the other shit is the shit that who knows if it's
a grind, dude.
Well, like you said, I forget if it was Josh or James that said it, you start seeing people talk shit about, if it is a kayfabe, now you have people talking shit about Tom and Gem Mint things who Tom might have thought are friends, and vice versa, right? You start seeing like these people talk shit about each other, and that's not good, man. That's not good. That's gonna make Tom go, "Hey, what the fuck? I thought this guy was my friend," or hey, Jim, you're taking this a little too far. You said a couple things that actually hurt, like that type of thing. So,
Yeah, but meanwhile, they're probably watching us now laughing, going, "Yeah, we got it."
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So, a lot of people still saying it's fake. A lot of people don't know. It's very interesting. We'll keep an eye on it. I don't know what to think, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out in the end. You never know. This was interesting. Here's another post that I saw. Shots have been fired, as you can see. Yeah. Don't forget your free popcorn. Barbecue Beer and Pop said, "I don't even know how legit the beef is, but this is how I imagine it started." Yeah. Yeah. Cracks me up a little bit.
I mean, just a side note, by us talking about it, is it kind of feeding their ego?
No, it's part of the drama alert, bro. We got a joke on it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Drama alert. Yeah. We need the fan reaction with the poll. Put the poll up.
Yeah.
Is it fake or real?
Yeah. Well, the polls are coming. That would be a good poll. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So let's
I'll
throw.
tell you what.
Go ahead, Josh.
If they're like when I was watching Jim's video, he was like trying to trash talk, but it was so bad. Like that's where I didn't know if it was like fake.
Oh, like
real,
acting?
or he's just like a 5-year-old on like a playground. Like, it's like, what's up with this Tom guy? He's like, all his stuff's always hot. Why is it always got to be hot? And I'm like, is that supposed to be like a
like he's reading a script, like Marvel,
like a jab at somebody?
Yeah.
My favorite was taking 20 minutes to set up his phone, like to be stationary or whatever. And it's like, oh, I have my phone flipped backwards. Oh, I have it flipped the wrong way. Like.
Well, speaking about taking shots, I can't tell on this one if this is taking shots or if this is just our buddy My Bargain Comics. The way he does things now. He shows off his 4 Ultimate Fallout 4 Drajevic variants, and he was very, very stoked to sell one of these recently and make a grip of cash on it. So I give him a round of applause for that. Great time to, like, I can't believe that he waited as long as he did. But in this he says, quote, "And then there were 4. This is how you do it, folks. Check who you're following and watching with spec FOC shows and matrices. What successes have they had in comics or outside of comics? Has watching them really tangibly improved your collecting or investment goals? You're just as smart as they think they are. I was told to sell these books years ago by self-proclaimed, quote, truth tellers. If I can shake off the advice from these speculation warriors, you can too."
Well, I know he's talking to you there.
Well, even if you know who he is talking to, part of that felt like it was like in the heart of us.
Well, those two have been going at it.
Yes.
As soon as he said Matrix,
Yes.
you already knew where this was going. Those two have been going at it since like those two need to do like a serious community MMA match. There's those two.
Not an MMA. Not MMA, brother. I disagree. You need to change a letter in that. They need to do an MDMA session. Like, go in there with the ketamine together, take some MDMA. I'm sure you'll come out best friends, and it'll be all for the better. Trust me.
Wearing snuggies.
Yeah. So, But that being said, My Bargain Comics, hey, man, you made a ton of money off of one of those sales. Like, so it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
Did he set the record?
I think he might have. Did he set the record?
Wow. Good for you, Steve.
I think
No.
Did he?
I thought he has the highest record now for that book.
What'd it go for?
Like, what was it? 43 after
40,
Buyer's
after 43 something.
After Buyer's
I
Scream.
thought the last one or the highest one I thought I knew of was like 42.
It was.
Well,
because
did you guys see this? Our boy Clayton Crane going on the Odd Key podcast the other day. It only has 138 views, you guys, but he dropped some information.
Is that the guy that stole the girl?
You got
that
it.
motherfucker stole somebody's actual girlfriend?
The magician.
Wife.
Yeah. Wife.
He has a nice signature.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to listen to this because I didn't know this came out.
Yeah. So
this
I
been
want
out
to
for like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, man. So let's give some love to Odd Keys.
What is he, like 50? He's 50, 45, 50? I thought he was young.
He's our age, I think. I think he's our age.
I thought he was a young guy.
Well, listen, I would love, I haven't heard it all yet, but I just wanted to drop a little information off in the Comic Book Drama Alert segment to let you guys all know about it. Maybe we'll all listen to it and check it out and talk a little bit about it next week. But yeah, man, Clayton Crane is, we talked a little bit about it last week on Modern Comic Mayhem. I know Thorough did a little show on it. He's back out here. He's instead of keeping the same energy he's had over the last year, where he's just kept his mouth completely shut. He's letting some people have it. It sounds like, and I don't know if that is the best move when it comes to being a big name in this world. I think it would have been smarter for him just to stay quiet. So
he's not Donnie Cates.
No.
He's never going to be Donny Cates. Donny Cates and Stegman are probably the only two that could probably get away with that. All the other people that are up there above them they don't deal with the man problems, right?
Yeah.
So,
Our next comic book drama alert story is this. A YouTuber kicked out of 2 comic shops. Sticky Goose SSG was kicked out of a bunch of comic shops for basically kind of being a douchebag. Did you guys see this? Did you guys see it?
I've been
on boards in a while.
This was the guy that was filming people without their knowledge.
Yes,
right. Like
you
when
got
he's going
it.
into different comic shops on the way to a con, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You're 100% correct. So this is a guy who was basically going in and telling people, basically, anyways, he was acting a little entitled and kind of being a dick about it. And yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes you get told you're being a dick about stuff, and sometimes you come off as a dick, and it's a free world, and we can say stuff like this. But the problem is he did it all on video, and yeah, a lot of people reached out to me about this. You guys can go check out the video yourself. I think it's Sticky Goose on
Let's
IG.
call him Strap On.
Is that what it is? Sticky Goose?
Yeah, in the comments.
Oh yeah. The comments are the best, you guys.
That's creepy.
Yeah. The comics are the best. Let's see if we can find the video here real quick. Let's see here. YouTube.
Can we get a comic books for decor? Please, he's here. Comic books.
Yeah. Comic
books. You're gonna get added into the mix, huh?
Well, if Whatnot goes out of business, that might be their sales pitch on the corner. Comic books.
Well, I'll tell you what. If Beach Bum Comics is smart, they'll use that. You know what I mean? They will.
Yeah.
They will take and use it in their
promos or something.
Yeah, in their promos. Yeah. So this
just
is
embrace it, because if you try to ignore it, it just will never go away.
Exactly.
Right?
Here's Sticky Goose Comics, and this is the video. I believe that people were talking about him going around in the con, and kind of hassling with people and telling people that their books are too highly priced, and some
sound.
Yeah, their sound.
A complete waste of time and money, to be perfectly honest. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 50, first appearance of Kingpin, classic cover. This was his better copy. He had that bottom staple was kind of blown out. He was kind of hesitant to submit it to CGC for grading. He also had a 2.0 that obviously a little bit more beat up, but still presented very, very well. The red still popped. Love that cover, classic cover. Would love to have that in the collection. He also had these Fantastic Four books, Fantastic Four number 112, classic Hulk First Thing cover. It's a book that I need for my collection. I've pretty much collected all from 100 to 300. He also showed me this X-Men 94, and we kind of shared our sob stories about how we've overpaid for things. So I was cool with Mario. Mario was a cool guy, and I'm glad he was at the convention. Funny dude, too.
So there's a good little story. Keep those coming, right?
There were some dollar books over here to your right, and there were several people that had some pretty awesome cosplay. This convention with the higher end books. This is Bonafide Comics. I believe he's on Instagram. I tried to do some deals with them the last time I was there, and they really weren't interested in my modern 9.8 type. But man, I lost my butt on that slab for sure. So if I sell it now, I'm taking.
So basically, he just went around the con and talked about the people that he thought were overpriced and this and that. And you guys can go watch the video. It's causing a lot of drama in the comic book forums and stuff like that. As you guys can see, somebody said, customer was one of the biggest goofs I've ever seen. Came in with a camera strapped to his chest, trying to seem important. Then never asked if it was okay to film. Never introduced himself. Nothing. Just self-entitled young goof. So I started messing with him right away. Let's call him Strap-On. So old Strap-On had a backpack full of common, modern, graded books, and I simply said not interested. So he got mad, and I didn't make him look good for his stupid channel that nobody smart would ever watch. Then I tell Strap-On, oh, I just moved, and I still don't have tags on anything, so just ask, and he got mad. So as you can see, you know, this is the type of stuff that you hear a lot, but it's getting pushed into the public with forums and YouTube channels, and now it's on Comic Book Drama Alert. So you know,
did he just say that he couldn't buy the books because he had to buy his tags, like registration?
No, he didn't have price tags on the books.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right, another interesting thing, you guys. This has been popped up in a lot of recent messages to me. This guy has been going off. Is he mad. He is super mad, not only about FOMO, but top 10 list. Josh's comic books.
Josh's comic books. It's another Wednesday, and that means it's time for the FOMO book of the week. Guys, here it is. Take a look.
Dude, what a
Last of Us American Dream #1. Yup. Love the show. Video game's really fun, but this is definitely the FOMO book of the week. Just had a record high sale in the CGC 9.8 of $1,500 fucking dollars. Let's see what the rest of the sales are like on eBay this week. Check it out.
They continue to move up.
Look, I get it. It's another zombie show. It's like Walking Dead. It's a fucking cool show. But guys, rapid price increases because of FOMO are just not necessary. If you want this book, I know it's a low print run, wait it out, buy it when it goes fucking down. Do not pay a premium to own a book because of hype and speculation.
He's not saying anything new there, you guys. The reason why I want to bring up Josh's comic books is because he has it out for all of the top 10 lists out there, you guys. Boy, does he not like them. He thinks they're all a joke. And I host a top 10 list. So, Josh.
Do you?
I do. House of Stein Comics. Go check
what
it out.
nights is that on?
Friday nights.
You're
11
on
p.m.
YouTube?
Eastern on YouTube.
I
House of
think there's
Stein.
someone else on the panel that's on that show as well, too, right?
There is. My boy Richie. So, that being
Whatever
said,
happened to the whole there's no I in team?
So, Josh, I will say this. I get your hate.
Oh, his name is Aaron.
Oh, so Aaron.
Oh, that's why I couldn't find him. Okay.
So, Aaron, I will say this. I get your hate for the top 10 lists, and I get your hate for FOMO. We all hate FOMO. But not all top 10 lists and shows are bad, my friend. Sometimes they tell people about books that are on the almost 10 list. So cool books that people never know about. And sometimes those hosts tell people, don't give in to FOMO, and if you have these books that are on the top 10 list, sell them and make some money off of them and then buy them again for half price in the future. Not all top 10 lists are bad, brother. That being said,
not all created equal.
We're not all created equal. And that being said, Aaron at Josh's Comic Books, maybe one day we'll have you on the channel to talk about that. Another
Brian.
Wait, can I add in something?
Yeah, go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead.
So he's also been like selling a couple books as well on his IG page, but he asked for only friends and family payment. Like, if you've been around on the internet long enough, you shouldn't be making friends and family payments. So I mean, like, if you're gonna tell people say no to FOMO, but then like encourage people to pay for high priced books, friends and family, that seems like hypocritical in my opinion. And I say no to scams, friends and family.
Well,
there we go.
Ryan, I mean, Brian, you probably know this already. We've never talked about it, but I've noticed last 2 years talking to people before and after being on the show, a lot of people don't understand what we're doing.
No.
And what Ben is doing. He is basically just reporting what is moving on the secondary. We're not saying these are good investments, this, that, and the other. But I understand the devil's advocate, people have their speculative opinions without any proof and all that other stuff. And I respect both sides. But I mean, a lot of people don't understand what Ben is, his context of his list actually consists of. That's what I've gathered.
Yeah.
I think list with information is where it's at, right? Like
yes.
A top 10 list is just telling you top 10 books with no background or information.
Right.
That's a whole different. But when you've got one like what you guys do, where there's education behind it, and this is why this book is important. This is why it's where it's at. This is what historic sales have been. This is where it's leaning now. Like stuff like that. I mean, it's all it is informative. I've always used the top 10 list as, should I take a closer look at this book? Is this a book I currently have that now maybe should I get it graded now? Like that's the way I've always treated lists. I guess for people, it really depends on what your intent is going into watching a top 10 list.
Yeah.
If your intent is to learn about books that you are trying to pick up and invest in, well, if it's on a top 10 list, you might already be too late. And people need to be aware of that. But it's also a good indicator of like, well, shit, I just saw one of these 2 weeks ago in the back issue bin at my LCS. Maybe I should go grab it. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, you guys, you can find the link below to the House of Stein YouTube channel. And it is a wonderful channel that not only has top 10 lists, it also has great CGC unboxings, great comic book and collectible sales, and great information across the board. Shout out to our boy Ben Stein, one of the best in the business. So, also I want to shout out Cover Price, another one of the best in the business. Make sure you guys go check out the Cover Price movers and top 10 list. Just amazing stuff from our boys at Cover Price, who are friends of the channel and big members of the community. So that being said, we only have a couple more, you guys. Next, I talked about Taiguchi and some interesting stuff, and our boy International Comics Josh dropped this information. What's going on here? What is this?
Dude, it beats me. I think I got this in an email because I think this is a store exclusive cover. I can't remember.
Is this a parody, Josh?
I don't know. Like, it's by Image, and I was like, I saw this cover, and I was like, man, I've seen that Pepsi symbol somewhere before, and I'm like, Taiguchi, and I'm like, so it's weird. Like, they just kind of just copied his outfit, and they're like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find out more about this one.
And you got to take the Soprano text as well, too, right? For ambassadors.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird because I was like, all right, you couldn't think of like a different outfit, like to all specific characters like that need to be in that outfit, so
or a different soda company to copy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an official outfit for South Korea, so
that's what I'm saying. Like, is that just what we do now?
This
is generalized like what people wear.
This is a story brought to you by the one and only Brad Selden, Esquire, one of the best out there. And you guys know we love talking about AI art, and again, another fine line to walk with AI art. This is news this week on Tuesday. The U.S. Copyright Office ruled for the first time against granting protection for artwork produced using an AI tool. Reporters at Reuters were told. The Copyright Office was reviewing a graphic novel called Zarya of the Dawn, authored by Chris Castanova and featuring images produced by Midjourney, which is this right here. And it's very interesting. This is the letter given out to them It says the United States Copyright Office has reviewed your letter dated November 21st, 2020, responding to our letter to your client seeking additional information concerning the authorship of her work. Mrs. Kashtanova had previously applied for and obtained a copyright registration for the work. We appreciate the information provided in your letter, including your description of the operation of Midjourney's artificial intelligence technology and how it was used by your client to create the work. The office has completed its review of the work's original registration application and deposit copy, as well as the relevant correspondence in the administrative record. We conclude that its author of the work, text, as well as selection, coordination, and arrangement of the work, written and visual elements, that authorship is protected by copyright. However, as disclosed below, the images in the work that were generated by Midjourney are not the product of human authorship. Because of the current registration for the work does not disclaim its Midjourney generated content, we intend to cancel the original certificate issued and issue a new one covering only the expressive material she created. This is very important, you guys, to anybody out there that is dabbling in AI created work and plans on maybe to sell it. This is something you need to keep an eye on. And I also want to throw a caveat on there. I'm not saying that this is a bad thing and that people out there that create AI work are bad things. I think it has its place, and I think it's very interesting, and I think that we still don't know the true road it's going to take, and we are going to continue to spotlight AI art creators and also AI art detractors. So it's just very interesting information, and this is the type of information, along with the other stories you've seen tonight, that we want more of on the comic book drama alert segment. If you guys have any comic book drama alert stories, you guys can drop that information in the comic book drama alert category on the Beyond Wednesdays Discord to be put in every week's comic book drama alert segment. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. That is comic book drama alert.
Hey, if you couldn't have the copyright to the AI art, could you create an NFT and then have and own that?
That's a great question.
I don't think you could. I think if it's technically, if it's an NFT, it's got ownership based off of
off the blockchain.
Off the blockchain, right?
Okay.
But secondary use of that image, I think, wouldn't be protected because the blockchain's not technically protected.
Okay.
But my question is if you created a work on Midjourney and then pumped it over to Photoshop and altered the image ever so slightly, could you then copyright it as an image that was originated in Midjourney but finished and finalized by human hand in Photoshop?
Yeah.
Great point. Great point. I think that's the way to play it, to be honest.
Yeah. But
a bunch of non-lawyers giving legal advice.
I would assume you still have to change it up a percentage, right? From
I think you have to. I'm sure they have a bar of how much something has to be altered or changed to account as
original.
And it might be 51%, in which case, then what's the point, right?
Yeah, there's artists that already do that.
I haven't picked up a paintbrush since I joined the military. It was a long time ago. Not to age myself, but it was a long time ago. I recently just bought a new pencil because I pre-drafted all my stuff in pencil. So I got this fancy new fucking pencil hanging out here somewhere. I probably already lost it. So I'm gonna have to buy another. And a nice big piece of paper because I punched some shit into Midjourney, some ideas I had and some thoughts I had on something I wanted to create, and it pumped out a beautiful image for me. That I'm not going to be replicating the image, but I'm going to be doing an image similar to it. Help me coordinate and put my thoughts together and put an image to it.
That's how it should be used.
For the first time in a long
Would
time,
you take that as like inspiration and
Yes.
freelance from there?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's the tool. I think that's the usefulness of the tool is to be able to take somebody who has scattered thoughts. Like I have artistic ability, but very scattered thoughts. It's hard for me to envision the final product. Now I can put my ideas into something, get several visions of a final product and be like, okay, that's exactly, now I can see what I was looking for. And so I'm excited on that aspect of it. And I think there is a lot of artists out there utilizing it for that. I think the worry is people that aren't artists utilizing it to replace artists. And I think that at the ground level is what the issue is here. And, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what the future holds for programs like this, right? Because once the code's written, it's like anything on the internet. Once the code's there, it's never gone. Just because people stop using, if people stopped using it, it doesn't mean people will actually stop using it. Somebody out there is going to have the base code. Somebody out there is still going to be producing art
put it
with
out
it.
there, and then it's open source.
Yeah.
And
it's always there. It's always going to be there.
We're going to have lots more discussions on AI art in the future. You know, I've been really open to spotlighting AI art creators, I guess you would call them, and people utilizing the tools to create comic book content, and we're going to continue to do that. I'm working on a couple of people right now that have some really great ideas that we're going to bring on the show in the future on Modern Comic Mayhem. So real quick, I want to give a shout out to our boy Jesse James. In the chat, I noticed people asking about the Shirtless Bear Fighter book that Jesse did. So this is the book right here. This is issue number 1, the exclusive that Jesse did for Shirtless Bear Fighter, and then he did an issue number 5, I believe, and here is the issue number 5 that he did. So for everybody out there that enjoys the Shirtless Bear Fighter series, these 2 books are some of the rarest ones. They were both limited, I believe, to 500 copies, so be on the lookout for that one. That issue number 1 is one that a lot of people love and have been trying to find. So very, very good stuff. Shout out to my boy Jesse James over at Jesse James Comics. Big things in the works with him. So good stuff. All right, you guys, we are going to get into some FOC talk. And of course, our FOC segment is brought to you, as always, by another one of our great friends and retailers in the comics arena. That being the one and only Bird City Comics. Make sure you guys go check out Bird City Comics for some new exclusives they got going on over there, including their great Nintendo Power homages and some other good stuff. They teased some interesting stuff today. Love this Archie variant right here, but I believe they sold out of most of these, including that great Ice Cream Man there. But the FOC segment, as always, brought to you by Bird City Comics. You can find their link in the description below. All right, Richie, you ready to get into it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you. I'm getting better at channel art. Noticed.
Just get some AI art, and you should be good, right?
Yeah. I'll have to talk to Selden about that. If I can, Photoshop it. No, I'm kidding. All right, guys. I'm a little tired, so bear with me. The Flash, $7.95. Flash is hot right now. I mean, it's going to get hotter. Some reason the DCEU just has total faith in Ezra Miller, and I like the guy. I know he's had drama, but we're all human. We've all gone through our own shit. So, but yeah, I thought this was a pretty cool, catchy cover A, and wow, there was a version of this as well and the same artist, of course, Torrin Clark. This is a 1 in 50. Beautiful.
Amen.
This is the what is that? The Deceased Warfare of the Undead. This is number 7.
War of the Undead Gods.
Yeah, War of the Undead Gods. It's not cover A like what was spouted on IG. This is actually the Ben Oliver homage. Cover B, cardstock.
Purple Rain.
Nothing big in here, but last issue alert. And we always hear news here and there about the DCU wanting to do something with the police side of Gotham City. I thought these were kind of cool. No incentive or anything, but it's really nice cover work, and it's the last issue, so I'm willing to bet there's not going to be a lot out there. And here's the variant, which I really like. It's open to order. Okay, so we have Superman is back. We got in a pretty nice conversation about Superman, and Ben asked us why are they doing all this reboot stuff and this, that, and the other. And we had our own takes, Brian and I, and Comic Man Andy. Shout out to Comic Man Andy. Thank you for Friday night. awesome. But we get first full appearances here. And what's important here, though, is Marilyn Moon Knight. And even though she is on cover A, oh, this is a really cool. This is the 1 in 25 Lopez. And this is a Raza 1 in 50. But this is a design I don't like. And I think usually with these Jimenez design kind of, I mean, it's not a Jimenez design, but it's that kind of, they're usually coming out either in a second print or a 1 in 25. I think this thing is absolute trash. And I think that's why they left it as a cardstock open to order. And they're falling back on this baby. Right
I love this. This is beautiful, man. Absolutely gorgeous.
That's a great cover.
Sorry, I think that was Jamal Campbell who did the design. And I love Jamal Campbell. I just thought that design was really poorly done. This is also Jamal Campbell.
No,
This
Nathan
thing-
Zerdy, isn't it?
No, Jamal Campbell.
No, this is Zerdy. This is Zerdy.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Superman number
Okay.
2, cover E, Nathan Zerdy, cardstock variant, gorgeous.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because on the FOC list from Lunar, it says Campbell both covers, the 1 in 100 foil and the Campbell design. But I don't know. Okay, so on the Hot 10 list, we missed a book that we should have got. It's a different artist, but the same kind of idea. This is Zoo, and I believe this is the 1 in 25 for Wonder Woman 797. But the book I'm thinking of, Brian, it was on the Hot 10. It was on there for like 3 weeks in a row. Remember that Poison Ivy book that was like an oil painting?
Yes.
Who did that? Was that
was it Haberlin? Might have been Haberlin.
Or Templesmith?
No, I think it was Haberlin.
Okay, yeah. So this kind of reminded me of that. I mean, I'm not really expecting fireworks, but it's kind of cool, and I like Zoo. I think she's great. This is the actual only International Women's Day variant I actually like because we have the 3 next gens.
Gorgeous. That is such a beautiful cover, man.
Marvel Comics. We're only doing DC and Marvel. I didn't have much time. Sorry, guys.
You're good. I got the rest coming up.
Okay, cool. So we have Jeff the Land Shark. I believe there's a one shot. It could be a 2 issue. I believe it's a one shot, but it should be first solo title for Jeff the Land Shark, right? Because I couldn't find anything with his name on it besides like the Gwenpool books and stuff. Fun, quirky book. Kind of reminds me of the Double Trouble with Miles and Peter going on right now. Kind of kiddie, kind of IDW, Marvel action-y. But I thought this one was really cool, and it's open to order.
Wow.
Jet for the Land Shark doing the, what is that, Jaws or something?
Yeah, that's awesome. I like how he's come in from the other side.
Very cool. Okay, so this is a new character. Well, it's the Key Collector app and a few other people. I like the app. I love it. I use it to list books and stuff. And I like Nick. I think Nick's a good guy. I know a lot of you have differences, but I like Nick. I've known him for a while. I have a lot
agree.
of respect for him.
Nick's a good dude.
I just wish he would make a decision on reintroduction and first appearance when they come. You know how you list it, either reintroduction or first appearance when it's a new character. But however way you want to slice it, this is Cletus Cassidy in a new and improved symbiote. I'm not sure if it's going to bond into Deadpool, but supposedly this, and I'm going to have to read this right off my card here. This character's name is the all-new Extremebiote Carnage.
Jesus.
Hey, man, it's the first.
Doesn't that look doesn't this look like the Venomized
cool
variant of Iron Man? Kind of. Remember that Venomized Iron Man variant? That looks like that head right there.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought the symbiote already fused with Deadpool in the Deadpool Secret
and the King of Black or whatever series tie-ins.
Yeah, and there's that great Scotty Young variant too.
Oh yeah, the What If Venom possessed Deadpool cover.
Well, that was I was talking about, the King in Black series, and then right before that, the Absolute Carnage series. Cates had Dark Carnage bonding to everybody. I mean, I believe even bonded to Miles.
It's too convoluted now. It's not even. It's getting to the point where it's not even worth talking about because it's so convoluted.
Well, so what are you saying?
So what are you saying, Todd?
Okay, I know. So this is Brian's favorite Star Wars title ever. This is the Marvel Star Wars High Republic. And this is not my spec. I got this straight from the Instagram known as Leftos.
Leftos. Great IG. He's partnered up with Cover Price, and I love his IG. So shout out to him.
Yeah, I love his channel art and his posts. I'm really digging it. Ever since I got into this stuff, I just kind of really into it. But he's saying that there's a probable first, but feels there's going to be a reveal of the secret hidden Jedi vault. So usually when something like that happens, there's like, and especially Star Wars High Republic, there's always like 18 firsts in there anyways, right?
I suggest people also check out Drunk Wookie, his
Drunk
IG
Wookie.
and his website.
And Solo Wookie. The non-drunk Wookie. This is the 1 in 25. I really like it.
That's actually pretty nice, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so they're doing a spin-off into what I'm getting from the solicits. It sounds like it's a retcon of sort, or maybe like it's definitely not a prequel of Return of the Jedi, but it's supposed to be right after. I don't know the timelines. Brian knows that stuff, but this is the 1 in 25 for Star Wars Return of the Jedi Jabba's Palace. I like this cover a lot. This is the 1 in 100 version. I believe cover A is the same with the trade, but I think this one's probably going to end up popping right out the gate, and it'll probably be on the Hot 10. I'm just taking a guess. I don't know. Who wants? I mean, I don't mean to offend anybody, but I don't want to read Hulk versus Thing. I'm sorry, but this is a damn cool cover. So, thank you guys for watching.
Awesome. Make sure you guys check out Popcorn Culture. Get him to 1,000 subs ASAP. He's doing good stuff over there. Let's continue on with some more FOC stuff to talk about. The Venom or the timeless variants from Alex Ross continue to drop, including the Venom Lethal Protector. This is an interesting one. I hear this Pops Chocolate Shop of Horrors one shot is kind of interesting. Look at this cover. It's very, very interesting right there. I like that cover. Yeah. So check that out. More of the timeless variants by Alex Ross. There's your Electra and your Mandarin one. And I like the Strange Academy stuff, so always check out Strange Academy. So I agree with Richie.
How many covers for Jabba's Palace are they doing? Do you know offhand?
At least 2.
I mean, is it going to be like one of those, like there's 15 covers?
Yeah,
there's like 5 or 6.
Yeah. This is my cover. The Zerdy one and this one are my cover of the weeks. Look at this Scorched cover right here. Absolutely amazing, dude. Just beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely unreal. So check that out. That's Scorched number 16. Beautiful, beautiful cover right there. Dead Romans number 1 is a decent cover. Whose dog is that? Let me mute that. Is that Richie? You got it? All right. Stargirl, Blue Book number 2 is coming out. You guys know my story on that. There's, of course, you can get a 3-pack from of the Lethal Protector stuff from this website I am using, and I'll name them in a second because I like their setup. I like it's easy to show. There is the Superman book that Richie talked about. Vanish number 5, a Scotty Young cover. The Exiled books by Whatnot are coming out more and more. You got your Little Shop of Horrors, Chocolate Shop of Horrors cover there. This is a Catwoman cover by Nakayama. And as you can see, there is a Sweeney Boo cardstock variant there. That's interesting. Let's continue moving on here until we see some good stuff that we like.
Not my dog. He's in bed. But are you not excited about the Jeff Delanchard one shot?
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, we just talked about that. Yeah, Richie talked about that. It's awesome. Yeah, it's great. More Vampirella books, as you can see, and Momoko stuff as always. I'm not a fan of that stuff. This is interesting. The Star Trek Deep Space Nine Star Trek is for nerds, as I always say, but I'm sure this will be a book that people want for some reason, the baseball cover book. So be on the lookout for that. More stuff. Let's continue here. See if we can find anything interesting. This, Richie talked about it, the Wonder Woman Yasmin Darnell International Women's Day book is top 3 for me. It's just such a beautiful like Art Nouveau style cover. But this one is very interesting too. Let's go ahead and bring this up.
Oh, the Joel Jones, that thing is sick.
Yeah, bro. Look at that. The Joel Jones one right there.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. This Stargirl one's not too bad either.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Kind
of over the Nightwing pop graffiti.
I am too.
Whatever they're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm with you. This right here is beautiful, dude. This is the Fearless Dawn, the Bomb Mannion cover. It is absolutely gorgeous. This original cover art sold the other week. We talked about it in a market report that I did. It's such a beautiful cover.
I literally was just about to write down the info to hit up the artist to buy the cover art.
Right?
You're like, the cover art sold. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Down.
More Blue Book covers. If anybody's at Comics Pro and scores one of those Comics Pro Blue Book variants and they don't want it, let me know. I'm looking for that. Vinny's going to try and get me one, but they might have all been taken. So, be on the lookout for that. Torrent has a cheesy homage cover that's like, Nostalgia Central. Monstrous still kicking it. Monstrous was a great book back in the day. Haven't been reading it lately, but we're just going to keep rocking. So let's see if we see anything interesting. There's a Vampirella Strikes cosplay variant. Everybody can geek out on that. All right. More Vampirella. Here's the Gargoyle books. This is pretty terrible homage right here. I'm not going to get into it, but again, the homages just are not good at all. I'm sure Trish and Tony have some books out this week, so make sure you guys go check them out. Let's see here. See if there's anything interesting that I'm missing. There's the Ron Lim one that you talked about. There's the It's Jeff regular. The Deadpool David Tulaski variant. If you guys see anything that you like, let me know. I'm just kind of going through them quickly. Any of the ones that Richie didn't already talk about. There's the Zerdy variant that's so gorgeous. Rick and Morty books continue to sell despite the cancellation stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They need an incentive.
Yeah, I agree.
Wasn't Roland the one co-writing the comics as well? So I wonder who they got instead.
Yeah.
I mean, because I know there was like one person that was writing and then Roland was assisting or whatever.
Yeah.
Brian, Nova J is asking what website this is.
This website is economicsandcomics.com. Shout out to Economics and Comics. Great community members and been doing it a long time. Content creators. They do an FOC website. Let me go ahead and drop the link in the chat. I like how they set up their FOC page so I can kind of go over it. So there you guys go. There's that for anybody that wants to check out. Shout out to Economics and Comics. I think that is it. So that is the FOC this week. Thank you to Richie for spotlighting those great books, and it was nice to go over quickly the rest of them. Make sure you guys go check out Bird City Comics for that. All right, let's get into pickups this week. Who's got look at that. Who wants to go first?
Oh gosh, it's meowing. It's meowing.
Do you want to go first, Richie? All right.
Oh, I love peanuts.
That's illegal in California,
Don't
right?
we all?
Yeah, and they still do it all the time, and they reuse them. It's disgusting. All right. Dude, this seems like a grab bag. All right. Okay, here's the first thing we have.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Alex Ross. This
What
on
is it?
It was from his website, print by Alex Ross.
Oh, it's a print.
Is it an homage to? Is it Foom 2?
Immortal Hulk. It was when Immortal Hulk was pretty big. It's like a 2018-19.
Because that cover looks very similar to Foom 2.
Sorry, guys. I just until the rates go down, I'm still buying 9.6s. So
I don't blame you.
But I got a pretty good one here.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. Wow.
It's a CDCS.
Wow.
I checked it out, and it might have a little meat on the bone. So we'll see.
Did you read the Greater Snows?
Not yet. I should have, but it was kind of an impulse buy. I got it for a really good deal. It was at auction. It was right, maybe like 2 months when the dip. We really started noticing the dip.
Oh, you can scan the QR code on the back as well, and it'll take you to this Greater Snows page.
Didn't Ninth Wonder have a CDCS 960 sold for Blue Marvel?
I'm not sure.
I thought that was his when I bought it. All right, let me see here. Jesus, Peter. All right, here we go. Here's another one. Ooh, I don't know what this is. I have no fucking clue.
So do you just like wait to have them send you stuff until there's enough to send, or did you just buy a bunch of stuff?
Yeah, I just buy a bunch of stuff. It's like between X amount of dollars, and then they just let me pay the payments over like they have a 6-month payment plan or whatever.
Oh, nice.
I only do it if I have good deals and I can't walk away.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but this is a really cool book. Yeah, this is your first appearance of Warhawk, and then Phoenix joins the X-Men officially in here. Old label premium, possibly 9A contender. No, that's a negative. All right. And then this is the last one, guys. Oh, shit. This one's a good one, Brian. You're going to like this one. Because this is the one I wanted the most. All right. Who likes Art Adams?
I do. Ooh, I love the black and whites too. Oh, beautiful. And his Fantastic Four commissions are the best.
He signed and dated it too. It's definitely a PC buy, obviously, for the media room. And wow, my first time seeing it in person. I loved it when I saw it. Love it even more.
Nice.
Oh wow,
looks great.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I actually have that actual issue.
Really cool.
Yeah, it's like 13 or something like that, right? Or something.
26.
36, yeah.
That's it.
Not
hey,
bad.
Dollar, that's fantastic.
Thanks, man.
All right, Yeezy, you're up. You ready?
All right. And we have a couple of items, so this shouldn't take very long. So I bought a Top Series 1 hobby box, which I haven't opened yet. It's kind of surprising. I have 2 boxes. I always save one, always every year. And then I was going to open this one, but I haven't done that yet. So I'll probably open it somewhat soon, probably on like Instagram or something like that. And then I got something in from eBay. So it's a card. So it's been authenticated. So, it has to be like somewhat decently priced. So to continue collecting my rainbow, I've got the John Morant Premium Stock Blue Mojo PSA 9. So
How many do you have total now?
It's over 20. I know that.
So he came into my house and he had like what looked like a safe deposit box, and I mean there might have been every color of Jaw graded. It was crazy.
So yeah,
there it is.
Yep. And I still have one more at PSA currently. This one's number 2. What is this one number 2? This one's number to 99. So this is 21 out of 99. which
nice.
I doubt you could see. But the one I have graded is a flash blue.
Hey, for premium stuff, that's really good, Aaron.
Yeah,
That's really good. Yeah.
So I have a pretty high count now at this point. I think I have.
Saying Niagara Falls is a little wet.
I think I'm getting. So it's coming down to like the really pricey ones that don't pop up on eBay too often.
The gold one.
There's gold.
Black.
There's the one of like I'm just trying to get
Black
one of the
101.
101 blacks. Yeah. There was a gold vinyl 101 that sold on eBay not too long ago, and I was watching it. The seller had it starting at 99 cents. I was like, hey, maybe I can snipe in and get a good deal on it. Nope, sold for $7,100 or something.
That's
like that.
probably still a good deal for a 101 John Morant, bro.
Right. But I wasn't gonna. I didn't have $7,000 to just spend on the card. So
you do. Look at all those books that you got and all those other cards you got.
Right. I gotta start selling some more
books.
books. Like, so that's why I'm gonna be selling my
money.
Something Is Killing the Children books. So,
Not
but
bad.
yeah, that's
All
what
right,
I have.
Nate, you're going last, by the way. All right, who wants to go
Okay.
next?
Ooh, what did he get?
Who's going next?
I can go next.
James, you are up.
Yeah, you can go.
I don't usually have pickups, but we actually got some good stuff. So this week I picked up 2 more Hawkman or Hawkeye ones. There's good ROI on those if you grade them out. And then we got, hold on, I got to count them real quick. 8 more New Ages Fatless ones.
Nice. He wasn't lying. you guys.
Again, great ROI, guys. Like on those, even right now, like the book hasn't, I don't even think it's popped yet, but like when you can buy near mint, like 9/8 candidates for $20 and 9/8s are going for 80 to 100, like it's a good buy. But the best pickups were somebody was telling me, we all know Drew, right? Wanted Comics. Someone was telling me like, dude is he's got deals upon deals when he does his sales. So I'm like, all right. So I'm going to watch one night. Me and Jonathan were watching one night. And so I won a giveaway from him. So this is the giveaway I won.
Jeez.
Nice.
Okay? But I ended up buying, I want to stack these in the right order. Okay. But I ended up buying Amazing Spider-Man 49. Right. And grabbing that bad boy. And then we had to get our Superman Batman 8, of course, because of what's going down right now. And then he had these awesome pair of Supergirl 5s. And one of these, I guess, is really, really hard to find. Okay. These are all, by the way, these are all solid 9/8s. They're all going to CGC. But then I grabbed this. And I think this cost us, it was $160. So if this grades out at a 9.4 or better, we make money. And this thing it's perfect.
Yeah, if you're getting it from Drew, it's been sitting in his warehouse and never been opened.
And the second he was like, I hope whoever buys this is sending it for grading. And I instantly replied, so he took it out first. He took it out of the bag. And I was like, I wrote into the comments this, I'm like, take your damn sticky fingers off of my book. He goes, well, I guess Hive is going for this one. And then he goes, I hope whoever gets this is going to send it to CGC. And I replied, we are.
By the way, you guys, real quick, let me give a quick shout out to Wanted Comics. There you guys go. Make sure you guys follow Wanted Comics with an X. In my opinion, probably top 3 best comic book seller on Whatnot. If you're going, in my opinion, if you're going to download the Whatnot app, this is one of the guys you need to be following because he's going to put out great product no matter what. You guys think I'm joking? Just go take a look at his Instagram. He shows you what he's selling that night on Whatnot. He does an amazing sale every Sunday that is like second to none, man. So make sure you guys go check it out.
This guy, if you guys follow him on Instagram, you will know very quickly why he is the comic seller's favorite comic seller. This dude is the guy that, like, when the rest of us are scrounging around trying to find 1 or 2 copies of something, he's like, oh, I've got 20 of those that have been sitting in the warehouse for 15 years.
I would love to see what he talks about because he references all the time and it feels like it's
insane. And we're trying right now, we're trying to talk him into like, dude, let us come down there. We'll fly down to California. We'll buy everything at market value. Let us just get hands on these books. Like let us just dig. And he's like, we're getting him close. I think we're getting him close. We're like, dude, we will pay market value. Like we're not even asking for deals. Just let us come sort through stuff, you know?
And
so I don't know.
Drew's is fun to hang out with anyways.
Dude, he's such a good guy. He's such a good guy.
Sweetheart.
But those are my pickups.
Not
or
bad.
hives. Those are hive picks up.
Not
Those
bad.
will all be available from us at some point. We're sending them all to get graded. They're going out this week along with a bunch of other books. But
right, Josh.
Nate and I found a Hawkeye one with Big Leg before.
Right.
Yeah, the first time I ever met.
bar.
Yeah, met Nate in person. We were drunk and we were at a comic bar and we just pulling out books, and then all of a sudden, oh look, it's a Hawkeye one.
That book, I love looking for that book because it's so easy to find.
Yeah,
it's bright fucking yellow. Like you're flipping through books, and you're like, oh okay.
You should have heard Tron. He's like, if this was a newsie, it would have been in my pocket.
Nice,
right.
nice sweatshirt hoodie there you got, bro. That's not
Yeah,
bad.
thanks, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Crime suspense stories.
Yeah.
Nice.
I picked up some pulps. So this is from Spain. This is from 1935. I have no idea what it's about, but
That's
it just had
beautiful.
A cover. So I picked up. So in the U.S., this was the Avenger. It was a pulp that came out in 1939. So these are from Spain. These were done in 48. So they were done a little after. But I got issue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Nice.
So I got all those, and those.
You got to count in the Spanish though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were nice. So I had to pick those up. I always try and pick this up when I can, just to see how they come in, because it's like really hard to get this in a higher grade, and this book's not higher grade. So I had to pick up one of those just to see. I picked up some more Dave Stevens stuff.
Ooh.
So I got that.
Nice.
And then we got that one.
Beautiful.
And then this one.
Wow.
So I had to pick up some of those. And then I just came across like this dude that had all these Spider-Man books, and these things are like gorgeous. So I didn't really care what the issues were. They're just like some of the nicest copies I've ever seen.
Where are those from?
From Spain.
Oh wow, the McFarlane.
Yeah.
Those look really clean, man. Those copies look really clean.
Like normally they're like, yeah, these are in great shape, and then you get them and you're like, man, this is not. Like every country has their own idea of like what
what's
is.
Yeah, that's every state. I'm finding out now buying collections.
That's one of my favorite books right there. For those of you guys that don't know, that is the first appearance of Spider-Hulk.
But these were like super clean, so
nice, dude.
I just had to pick these up. They were like a couple bucks a piece.
Ooh. There's your first Venom.
I love 301.
Yeah, so do I.
And then we got the
nice
this guy.
Those look
Yeah,
great.
couldn't pass them up. They're probably the nicest copies I've ever seen of these forum books from Spain. So I mean, the black is like
black. Clean.
Yeah,
No
it's
creases,
clean.
no
It's
fine
not
print.
like all like
Dude, those back
crinkly
pages.
and
Every time you
that's
flip
cool.
that book over, those back pages.
yeah.
got
I mean,
white.
yeah. And then he had a 300, so I picked that one up.
Wow.
So I just went like ham on that guy, and then another Dave Stevens. This is from Spain. So
Josh, what year is that 300 printed?
I think this has the date right on the outside. I want to say, hold on, I'll open it up. I want to say 89.
Yeah, that cause wasn't the normal one 88, 89, right?
Yeah, 88. Yeah. And this was Yeah, 89. So the year after, there's the back. I mean, the back of
Wow.
Oh
yeah. So I'm very,
Some
very
books
excited. I'm gonna
heading
get all those
Joe's way.
graded.
Some pressing
Yeah, man.
pressing
Those are
books
awesome.
right there.
And that's it for me.
All right, Nate, you are up, my friend.
All right.
We've been waiting for this
I
one.
don't know how books like that you didn't make Josh go last. Nate might have Nate's got to have something really special.
Yeah, but, and Nate is in the 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big baller.
So I will share this football I got from the Super Bowl that's autographed by Keyshawn Johnson, Teddy Bruschi, T. Higgins, Mark Sanchez, Matt Leinart, Najee Harris, and Stephen Gostkowski. He's a kicker, so I have a hard time remembering his name.
One of the best ever.
So he actually was teaching us how to kick field goals on Saturday morning. So, and then we got to run the 40 with Najee Harris, catch with T. Higgins, and then Matt Leinart was he was teaching us how to throw, and then Sanchez was emceeing the whole thing, and then there was a party with Bruschi and Keyshawn afterwards. But
damn,
my invite for that's still in the mail, right?
You know, if you hadn't moved, it wouldn't have been a problem. But you had to move.
I can move back.
Just on the action figure front, I actually got a really good deal on this on eBay. I love the Televiper and the Snow Serpent from Series 4 a long time ago. I don't know what it is, but like I had the hardest time getting one when I was a kid. But I lost an auction probably 2 months ago, and it ended really cheap. And I was like, shit, I will never get this that cheap again. And actually, I got this one even cheaper. So
Wow.
really surprised on that part.
I love the accessories on the Televiper.
Yeah, him and the Snow Serpent, they were great, and the Ill as well, that series. I posted this on IG. It took me forever to find this, trying to get all the negative variants, but this is the 125 on the annual. It's just fucking hard as shit to get, but
that's awesome cover.
It's kind of a dull plastic, but I mean, it is really clean. I think I'm going to go ahead and send it to Joe just to be
I
on
like
the
the
safe side.
Anakin one. I like that one a lot, but I really like that Anakin blue one.
I got the
It's my
Anakin
favorite.
and the Luke,
Oh, yeah, that's
and I
nice.
got Boba Fett, and so I'm going to put them side by side. And actually, when you're talking about the 9/8 century, it's 1, 2, 3. That one. Right
Nice,
there.
bro.
And then Taskmaster, the variant
Master?
is right there. You can't really see it though.
First Taskmaster, you mean, or
No,
no?
the 125.
Yeah.
the
Oh,
one we're going
nice.
through.
Nice job, buddy.
I listened. And then I also put this one on Instagram. I don't know if you've seen like how it bends.
Oh, that's cool.
This one and the Rancor, it was the same seller. I thought I was going to get both. I didn't win the Rancor, but I did win this one. I'm surprised they really didn't go for that much, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's kind of still beaten down right now. And then Yi and I were at a card show about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks.
Dude, that was like 20 days ago.
Yeah, my schedule's still long. So.
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, was it the first weekend of February or was it the last? Or I mean, second.
It was the week before the Super Bowl, I think.
Yeah, it was the week before Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that's right. So, if you guys, Richie and Brian, you probably know who this is. So, Grayson Rodriguez, the top minor league pitcher in baseball. So, I was able to pick up this patch auto rookie for $35, and it's number 298 of 99. And I love that patch.
Wow.
I'm not sure the guy knew who he was because he had 50 on it. And so he was trying to sell a Hank Aaron 54 tops. And I was like, hey, can I get that? I was like, would you take 30 on that? And he was trying to talk about this. I'm like, this is a small card over here while you guys are talking about the big ones. But
nice.
If the Orioles come through and he comes through, I was like, I think that's
Looks like Spencer Strider might be the real deal.
Spencer Strider
Yeah.
Can suck it.
He's going in fantasy drafts in like the 3rd round. Crazy.
Yeah, well, I hope he blows his arm out. So.
That was your first pickup at the show, wasn't it? Because I remember you kept
it was
running into you, and you're like, "Hey, I just picked this up for $30," and I was like, "Oh, that's badass."
And then Yi and I were able to get Kyle Tucker cards that were auto patches rookies. He was the one who actually pointed this out to me. I thought this was a very cool Kyle Tucker auto patch. And I had to have Yi tell me it actually, I think, has the Astros colors because it's a color variant, but I wasn't sure. Is that right? It's orange?
It is.
Yeah.
When I played Little League, I used to be on the Astros, and we used to play this team. Just a little side note, I was like in 6th grade, and we used to play this team on Donna Street, where we're the home of the Donna Street Crips. And this entire team, all 6th graders are I mean, all black, white, Latin, doesn't matter, are all Donna Street Crip kids. So they used to call us the assholes and the afros. So I'd be up there pitching or bang, asshole girls. But yeah, that's my Astros.
I thought with the Dodgers hat on, you're going to say like you guys learned how to play baseball, like beating drums and like stealing signs, or
Dodgers will never win. They will never be good until they get rid of Dave Roberts. But go ahead.
But that Tucker you got was like numbered out of 10, wasn't it?
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a low.
Whoa, that's his rookie too?
Yeah, it's a rookie patch auto.
That guy's so undervalued.
Well, the crazy part was that the guy had it priced was like under comp on top of that as well. Like, because like if you looked it up on eBay, like that same card out of 25 was higher listed than what he was asking for,
and not even the orange, like the regular color.
Yeah. So just like completely different color.
Yeah,
so
wow.
Yeah.
I want a patch like that, but I want Connor McDavid's rookie.
Yeah.
but the patch that Nate ended up, it's a sick looking patch.
You
as
may
well.
end up pulling it, Dollar, the way you and Brian pull shit. Would surprise me.
Dollar, I know a guy, but I don't think he's selling anymore. He's doing fine right now.
Dude, I just want the Young Guns base, man. I'll give my anything.
My buddy who was doing those, who had those Connor McDavids I've told you guys about before, he's been gem hunting the last like 6 months and stuff. Now he teaches guides and shit. Like he's doing, it's awesome. He takes his kids with him and stuff, and he still physically feels capable of doing it, even fighting through the MS and stuff. It gets him out and moving.
That's awesome.
And now he's making money doing gem hunting guides and stuff, and he polishes stones in his garage and shit.
Oh shit, that's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Gretzky guy, but it took the guy that's right below you some pretty good convincing, and now I think I might agree that Connor is better than Gretzky.
After this year, holy cow.
He's the real deal.
Oh
yeah. He's incredible. So we were actually getting ready to leave the show. So when Yi and I picked up the Tuckers, we knew they were there, so they're kind of towards the front. So the plan was kind of, once we leave, let's kind of walk back and see what's there, because the guy had so many Astros patches and auto rookies. There was one guy who had, he could have had literally like a Girl Scout cookie table, and no one would have known. Like he only had, tell me if I'm wrong, man. I swear the guy had like 12 cards on the table. Like there weren't any cards on the table.
Yeah, he had like 3 of those like bin protectors that, like, where you're looking through cards. Yeah. And then like it wasn't even full of cards. Like each bin only, like, one was probably like filled, and the other 2 were like less than 20 cards in each.
So when Richie called us that one night we were on the show, he's like, "Hey, I think I got something big," and he pulled a LaMelo. Of course, extremely happy for him, jealous as hell, just being a Hornets fan. So we're walking by. I always kind of keep an eye on, like, if anyone's got. I was looking for an Ohtani. No one was selling Ohtanis. Keeping an eye on balls, but it was mostly like base Prism rookies, stuff like that. Look over, and this guy's got a pretty nice card, and so kind of go back and forth a little bit, and then all of a sudden get a LaMelo National Treasures 7 out of 10 auto 3-color patch rookie. And
wow,
you're on mute.
If you're
on mute, Dollar.
This is the A, and this is the R on the show.
That card is famous. It's in all the Mellow Facebook group. I think the owner or whoever graded that is in that group. I've seen that card before. That's great.
I was telling me, I'm like, look, 2 things are going to happen. A, I'm extremely excited because I've been trying to find a LaMelo auto patch rookie, being like one of like 4 Hornets fans like nationwide. James is one of those 4 now. And
that was great. That was a great basketball game. I'm a fan.
Yeah. It, you know, it's just, you know, there's national treasures. Like, they look so clean, but like when everything was spiking, I was like, man, I'm never gonna get one of these. But the number wasn't that much, or it wasn't nearly as much as what I thought it was. And I had one of the LeBron, you know, it's not the chrome, the one where he's a rookie, he's shooting, but it's the one where he's in like the white suit. And I had a 9.5 so I traded that in because he was getting ready to, you know, beat Kareem's record. I figured I could get the premium on that. And then with him being bid up, because the guy was even telling me, he's like, the reason you don't see the LaMelos is that they're too low right now. And because
they're too what? I'm sorry, I missed it.
It's not worth selling.
He's been hurt most of the year.
Yeah.
And eventually, I hate to say it, I mean, he's probably going to get traded to like a bigger market, and then that's when it's going to happen. Like, he's in New York or LA, because I mean, the guy is incredible. He's in his 3rd year, so
he'll go to LA. I have no doubt he's going to end up in LA. No doubt.
He is freaking.
Well, let me tell you this:
when LeBron leaves, he's coming in. I guarantee he's coming in because
that's
he'll
gorgeous.
have money to spare.
Beautiful, Nate.
Yeah.
I'm speaking from a person that is currently have been in process over a year for. Now it's confirmed it's a 1-of-1. So it is a
1-of-1.
Oh, what?
It is a 1-of-1.
Dude,
it's
congrats.
The hardest card to hit of the entire fucking set. And when she finally got back to me, I finally got a real person email, not fanatics on Twitter after I said some bullshit. I'm going to file a federal offense and all this bullshit. I don't know if you guys saw me. I was pissed. She goes, hey, you know, in her copywritten language to protect herself, but she's like, yeah, we're still waiting on the athlete to get back, but congratulations, this is a huge card, a 1-of-1. Like, she's totally cool about it. So that, because that card only comes in a 1-of-1 and a 1-of-10. So that she confirmed that. So like, okay, this is what she puts right under. But if you don't want to wait it out, we will be more than happy to replace the card with points or with another athlete that's similar in market value. But please note, at Panini, if you pick a replacement player, it goes in a randomly selected 280 fucking. I go, okay, this is what I try to be as professional as possible. I said, thank you for the reply to Snap. I go, I'm having trouble with processing is I pulled a card out of a retail blaster box that is the #1 trace card that's like 1,000,000 to 1 almost, or whatever. I didn't say that, but really hard to hit. And you guys want to match it with points or a random select short print or a refractor card? No, I'll wait it out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Here's your Tyrese.
You're like, unless those points are enough that they're redeemable for stock options, I think I'll wait for my card.
No, bro. Here's the reward points. I have like 1,450 reward points at Panini, which is a pretty decent amount. I haven't even used. We're talking about like Kalen Balaj, who's in the XFL Contenders sticker auto, no number. Yeah. I mean, it's
just use your points for those sparkle packs. That's what you use the points
sparkle
for.
Packs.
Yeah. That's what I heard. I heard they go pretty quick. So
hey, Richie, I hate that. I literally bought from Topps directly. Do you guys remember? This is a long time ago. This is 2023. So this was 2021 when they beat the Red Sox, and he pointed to his, the watch saying it's our time in the 8th inning. I bought the Topps Now auto of that. It's 2/26/23. So you're talking, oh man, I don't know, 16 months. Still I got it.
Well, he's on the Twins now at this point. So
he may be retired by the time I get that card.
Baseball is popping. I've never been so excited for a baseball season in my life. These last two, I mean, I know there's a lot of Topps product out there, but these last two sets, Series 1 and Topps Update, and the Chrome
when you and freaking Brian,
I'm so happy
that a 1/50 autos, I'd be pumped too.
It was so fun to rip, right, Brian? Yeah. Right, guys? I mean, Aaron, I mean, everybody, and there were so many generational talents in last year. We're all just looking for wonder, and then all of a sudden, here comes Witt and J-Rod. Then we get into Series 1, and Brian, remember we went over the checklist on OTR. It's if not as deep, it's deep.
Hey, Dollar, do you remember how I told you he was going to win the NL Cy Young last year before the season started?
DeGrom.
Alcantara.
Oh,
Sandy
Max Scherzer?
Alcantara.
Oh, Alcantara. I told you that.
No.
I told you he was
No,
on my
no,
team, and
no.
you looked at me and you gave me the eye and you said he's the best. I go,
Jose
he's going to
Lopez
win the
guy.
site. You go, yeah, that's what I was saying.
All right, we have before we end it, you guys, we have one final show that I saved till the end, or one final bit of topic that I saved till the end because I know it's a little bit of a touchy subject and it keeps on getting added to. And we've talked about it on every show I've been on this week. It was the number 2 book on the list this week, and that being Dave Sims' Cancel America Comics. Now, the interesting thing about this is when you read the synopsis, you can't tell whether he's shitting on the left or shitting on the right or what side of politics he's shitting on. But I want to let everybody know, Dave Sim is definitely shitting on the far left. Him and Rich Johnson at Bleeding Cool. If you guys don't know, Rich Johnson is the guy who owns Bleeding Cool. He's from the UK, and he can't stand Dave Sim. And he gives Dave Sim so much shit. And any article you see Dave Sim in, this is what it starts out with. Dave Sim has taken his highly regarded 300-issue Cerebrus graphic novel and transformed it into the ridiculed, then mostly ignored Cerebrus in Hell, a series of one-shot cut-and-paste strips using his own work and that of Gustavus Doré, along with the likes of Carson Grubaugh and David Birdsong, railing against and mocking what he sees as society's comic books' moral deficiencies, with a series of Cerebrus in Hell comics. So again, he's taking just all these shots, and he continues to take shots at Dave Sim, especially now that this book is taking off. You guys saw it was the number 2 book on the hot list this week. It's selling for $40 to $60 raw. Very few of these are out there. It was a very low ordered. And as you can see here, Dave Sim with another book right here. This is the Cerebrus and the Woman Thing, Roe versus Wade comic. Dave Sims, and let's see how Rich Johnson starts off this article. It's copy and paste. Dave Sim has taken his highly regarded 300-issue Cerebrus graphic novel and transformed it into the then ridiculed, mostly
He's such
blah,
a
blah.
hypocrite,
He is.
Johnston.
He
Guy's a
is.
clown.
He is a complete hypocrite. He goes.
So it's like a copy paste of the same article,
Yeah.
but just change out the titles.
Yes.
And not by any means am I agreeing with it. I'm just talking about that dude in general. And,
Yes.
and good luck. Even if you're 100% right, you have proof, and you're in a debate with him, he will not back down.
Yeah.
He'll spin it.
You're right. You're right. Dave Johnson has been known for that. And it's just very interesting. But what I want to do most importantly is I love reading the comments on these. So we're going to read some comments, you guys. You guys ready? All right. This is the comments on the Rich. Where is it? Where did he get rid of the comments? Where are the comments? Oh, here we go.
Oh, they're there.
All right. Show comments. So in the article, Rich Johnson says that he's wearing blackface, that Dave Sims' hero Captain Antifa is wearing blackface. It's obviously not blackface. It's a ski cap, a robber's, a balaclava. So this guy says it's a balaclava, not blackface, like the kind Antifa wear. Should be obvious from the lines running down his face, but I don't expect you to pay attention when you've got the narrative you want to run with. Plenty for you to object to if you are so inclined. No need to manufacture more. Great point. Again, just being a douchebag. Let's continue on. I've never heard anything by Dave Sim. I've missed presumably very good heyday of Cerebrus. He seems like a bit of a dick, though. Well, if you're reading from Rich Johnson, it comes across that way for sure. Reply. Really is. Rich Johnson replies to this guy saying, he really is. If you fancy it, though, High Society is a good place to start, but his utter mastery of the form increases to peak around guys. though you may be impenetrable with previous reading. So, of course, Rich Johnson's going to lay it on. Putting Simon and Kirby in the credits because you photocopied and vandalized their artwork and presumably aren't paying them is a little more than suspect. And Rich Johnson replies, he's been doing it for years. James Van this guy says, why does Diamond Distributors agree to this? They don't carry everything which is offered to them, so why do they just refuse to put this? Rich Johnson replies, why would they? I presume it makes them money to do so. If they didn't, they wouldn't. That usually seems to be the clincher. This guy says, I feel like Sim is paying because Bleeding Cool to advertise this shit. Either way, it is the last time I click on any of these Sim advertisements. The dude is pretty much just a hate monger these days. Whoever wrote this is an idiot, because Rich Johnson replies saying, not an advertisement, no pay, one of the mentally published covers. Obviously, he isn't paying. Rich Johnson hates the guy. Why would he pay to do it? This guy says, Rich, stop saying blacks up. And Rich replies, have I missed this one? Quote, I was confused by the reaction to the phrase in the last article. I presume it's one of these ones that has taken on a different significance in America, whereas in the UK, it is the unpoliticized literal description of the process of applying makeup in the clearly offensive use of blackface. And Rich says, I didn't see any previous comments. Absolutely, that is how I'm using it and doing a quick Google search. So again, it's not blackface, you asshole. It's a balaclava. So read comments. That's all I'm going to say. You guys continue reading comments. Let's go take a look at some more. Here we go on the women article.
Comics can provide context.
Yes, comics can provide context. Yes, dear Lord, make it stop. Does Dave Sim have any friends left at all? Anybody who wants to work with him has to sign a loyalty oath declaring that Sim is not a misogynist, even though he literally fits the dictionary definition of the same. One of those who refused to sign this is Neil Gaiman. He's got some guy goes, are you serious? And this guy goes, please stop giving him publicity. Oh, dear. Again, I'm not saying to let's be cool with Dave Sim or let's be cool with Rich Johnson. All this does is just cause problems, and nobody is reading the comment or the comic or anything. Like, I don't know how to even report on this anymore or even talk about it with how crazy it's gotten in the world of comics, where it just feels like everything is political or us versus them. And don't get me wrong, I like where some of these people are coming from, and I dislike where some of the people are coming from also. You know, I love Ethan Van Sciver. Sometimes some of the stuff I see on his network is cringeworthy, but I love some of the stuff I see there also. Ethan Van Sciver is one of my favorite DC artists of all time. This is the problem when you let politics into this stuff, and it's so hard to talk about with your community at the same time. I would love to hear what people think about this in the comments. If you guys have any thoughts on this, please let me know in the comments below. If there's anybody watching live, please let me know what you think about it in the comments below the video. I would love to get some discourse and conversation in the YouTube comments, and I think this is a perfect thing to talk about. Not necessarily your stance on it, but what you think about talking about like hot button topics and politicizing comics, whether it being from the right or the left. I don't care. You know, you can look at this thing that Dave Sim is doing, or you can look at what's going on with DC and what Brian Bendis is always doing. You know, it's kind of getting ridiculous, and it's taking us out of the superhero thing and us enjoying a good story. Right now, don't get me wrong. Again, where you stand in the left or right thing is one thing. I don't really care about that. You have your choice to do that. This is again about in comic books. So I just thought it was very interesting. This is another book. I put it on the thumbnail. If you guys are in the spec game and happen to walk into a comic store and see this book right here, though, it might be worth picking up for $4 because it's selling for $40 to $60 raw out the gate. Be looking for this in your local shop. That's all I'm going to say. That being said, you guys, Yee, go for it.
I was going to say real quick, like, I've always felt like comics always were somewhat kind of political, anyways. Like, you know, but back in the day, it was a little bit more. It was more of in a metaphor, right? So like you kind of knew where they were standing. Nowadays, we have a lot of these what I would classify as like more of like a political like satire books, like where you don't know where the person that's writing them or drawing the covers where they stand, like if they're making fun of this or if they're standing for it or whatever. So I think it's a bit different nowadays with like books like this, like and then you had like similar books like the Obama books, the Trump books, like and the list goes on and it just like never kind of ends.
Yeah.
So I think it's a bit different with this kind of material, right?
Yes.
Compared to like where you blend it into your storyline, like in the X-Men title.
Well, I like, this is the type of discourse I'm talking about. Like Chad says, we can make a comic book with people having intercourse with dead bodies and sever heads, but don't make a satirical book leaning left or right. That's the type of stuff I want to hear about this. Like that's right. The type, like, let's talk about this. Hey, again, another thing that's so great about America is you can do this type of stuff, right? You don't have to buy it.
And it shouldn't, and you should be allowed to.
Yes.
You should be allowed to. Look at my Grail. Like, I've got several Grails. My Grails aren't, these guys know my Grails, right? I'm hunting for one. I'm seriously, I'm like a week away from buying my Grail. And you guys, there's 2 people in this room right now that know what it is, and nobody else will know until I own it, because there's maybe one copy in existence. But one of my other Grails it's a very famous older Wonder Woman book of her standing out in a picket line saying Wonder Woman for president. You look at the timeline and that book came out, that was just as controversial, if not more controversial, than this cover will ever be. But it's heralded now.
Yes.
And I think the thing is something like this. Yes, it's done in satirism and whatever, but so is that book.
Yeah.
In a way, and it's in its own way, and it's where do you draw the line of like, is this distasteful or is this exorcism of freedom of speech?
Well,
and it's hard to say like Diamond shouldn't distribute this book. Well, why not?
Yeah. And
where do you say, should we just burn this book?
Yeah.
All books should be allowed to be distributed, whether they're hateful, awful, whatever. They should be allowed to be distributed.
You just don't have to buy
it's
it.
on the people to absorb that information.
Yes.
Wait, you don't have to agree with it.
That says more about you and society than it does about anything else.
Yeah.
And if you disagree with this book, don't fucking buy it. And if you agree with it, cool, buy it. And if it's satire to you, then that's great. And that's what it. I'm assuming that's what it was meant to be.
Yeah.
But,
Brian's Comic Garage says, I pre-ordered the Woman Thing issue for the parody cover, not the politics. There you go. Yeah. That's another thing.
And I would have done that had I known this book was coming out. I would have bought it because I love I love Captain America homage, like OG Captain America homages. I would own a copy of this just based off the cover.
Yep.
I would have. I didn't know this thing fucking existed.
Yeah. Manny says, don't know why people having an issue with that Cancel America book. I mean, it's on the cover of Cerberus in Hell 2023 #1, and that book dropped in January. You are right. You are correct, sir. Yeah. So, Jacob says, F that, I won't buy it. I'm not helping him get rich. That's another, you have the right to that opinion.
And that's a great standpoint. If you don't like a writer for their personal stances or who they are as a person, don't buy their shit. I don't agree with what Clayton Crane did. I won't buy Clayton Crane work, nor am I ever putting him on a Hive cover.
Yep.
Because I don't agree with what he did, and that's my personal standpoint. And you're allowed that. You are allowed that feeling, and you're allowed to put your money where you feel like putting your money.
Yeah.
And that is totally fine, and that's a freedom that you have.
Yep. And I don't think I'll be able to find this on the shelf in Texas. So.
We might be able to find it in Utah, so I'm going to send it out in the text real quick.
Lord Tatman says, remember when we used to be able to laugh at this stuff? I miss those days.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to continue to laugh at it over here, Lord Tatman. This site will always be about humor, whether it's dark or not. I'm always going to laugh at it. You always have the right to have an opinion, just as long as you're okay with somebody else having theirs. And I like I said, we do the drama alert segment over here now, and it's not about saying that these people are bad or what. It's reporting the news, and we're gonna laugh at it. If you're gonna go out there and make a post on a public forum, people have the right to laugh at it or praise it. It's the way it is, and we're always going to laugh and joke at something. Does that mean that
as was said best by Beachside Hobbies, it's comics?
And that being said, you guys, I want to thank everybody for being part of this channel, for being part of this community. I want to remind everybody to go and take a look at the great sponsors and friends of this channel, including Hive Comics. You can check them out at hive-comics.com. James, what do you got coming up? Anything cool?
Oh, lots of stuff cool. We're working on a Silk One variant. You know our homie Lobos. We got Lobos working hard. We just got approval. We have NDAs, so I really can't say anything beyond what I just said. We're going to be teaming up with one of our good friends, Nomos, to pull off a cover for that. It's going to be, it's going to be next level. Big news, and you guys will hear more about this from Bueller, hint, hint. We just dropped a new batch of mystery boxes on our website. There's multiple options, but at the end of it, so we're looking for 200 total entries. When we get to 200 total entries, I got to find the book. We're giving away this.
Oh, wow.
Gorgeous.
So when we sell enough of those mystery boxes, somebody's going to be winning a Edge of the Spider-Verse 2 CGC 9.8. This is going to be a recurring thing for us. Our next two books that we are targeting for giveaways, our next big book that we're targeting for giveaways is more than likely our Nyx. And then the Vader 3 that we have might be like a consolation prize, depending on how this first month goes. We're going to be giving a couple of big books away. And then we recently also dropped something that some of you guys got to see before, which is our CGC collector case, which is a plastic case that you guys can mount on the wall. And we just barely 2 hours ago dropped pre-orders on those on the website at a discounted rate. So they're $20 a piece on the website. If you buy 5, it's like $90.
There you go, you guys.
Pretty good deal. They're UV protective. They'll keep your slabs nice and clean. They come with all the mounting hardware. They're pretty badass. So we stand behind them.
For those of you guys that don't know, you guys can find their link in the description below. One of the best in the biz. We support the hell out of Hive Comics. Make sure you guys go check them out, and definitely go check out their new wall mounts, which are absolutely amazing. Great stuff.
They're killer.
Yeah,
they're killer.
Just great product right here, man. Way to keep thinking, and that's what we love about this hobby and this community. And thank you, everybody that has joined us. 121 live till the end. Thank you to everybody that's part of the memberships here on Beyond Wednesdays. I've got some fun things in the works, and I hope you guys enjoy what's coming. Keep your eyes out on the membership community. If any of you guys that are members, please download the Discord app and program and sign in to the Beyond Wednesdays Discord. I want to know your Discord name so I can add you guys to the special roles. We'll have special things for you guys in the Discord. And seriously, you guys, I want to start getting calls to the show and to the channel for all kinds of shows we do, and we can do that through Discord. You guys saw it in the beginning with how to do it. It's very easy, and the Discord app is free, and you can use it on your phone and on your PC. There is an app for your phone that is free, and then there is a software on your PC that is free. Download them both, utilize them. They're amazing. Shout out to all the moderators in the chat and everybody that hangs out with us every week. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time. Adios.